What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes in America.
Stop! Stop!
This is the movie that is just as real, just as close,
Crazy! You gotta make us stop!
just as terrifying as being there. Even if one of them survives, what will be left? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
Let's spend a day with the average working girl. Maisie is due at the office at 8:30. She has the alarm set for 8:25. That gives her exactly 5 minutes to take a shower, get dressed, fix her hair, have her breakfast, take a bus, and arrive at the office. Let's get back to Maisie and see what happens.
There's the bell, and there goes Maisie. It's a fast break, and Maisie leads a field around the far turn. She reaches the bathroom and overtakes the shower by 2 lengths. It's Maisie by 1 as she passes the clubhouse turn. In a steady drive, saves ground and brushes her teeth. Heading down the back stretch, staying close to the rail, Maisie slips into a slip, and now she heads down the back stretch of her neck and ties her hair into a careful knot. She shows great form and grace as she steadily keeps her pace. A dab of this and a dab of that, a dash of this and a dash of that, and Maisie looks like, well, there she goes in a steady drive. And now she's back, still keeping her pace with indigestion. She drives on with donuts and coffee. The bus takes the lead. It's pulling away, and Maisie falls back by 6 lengths as she passes the 3/4 pole. As the bus comes thundering down the backstretch, Maisie goes to the whip. It's Maisie by 2, it's Maisie by 1, by a neck, a nose, and she makes it. And now Maisie takes the lead again. Heading down the home stretch, she steadily increases her stride as she enters the elevator. 6, 12, 17 lengths in the lead, and now she's losing ground. Keep going, Maisie. Don't give up. It's going to be a driving finish. It's 1 minute to 8:30, and here comes Maisie.
Well, that was a close finish. And now Maisie is getting ready for a hard day's work. As Maisie toils away, the hours pass very slowly. It's now 12 o'clock. And Maisie stops at the corner drugstore to have her lunch. After lunch, we see Maisie back at the office, continuing her daily struggle until 5:30. It's 5:30, Maisie. And now the scene changes to a millinery shop on 5th Avenue. Here we find Maisie trying on some new hats. How about this one? No, that won't do. Too big. Chapeau a la mode? Something from Paris, very becoming. The peekaboo model. You don't care for it? The droopy ear model. Princess Eugenie's convertible snood. How about a night in Venice? Moonlight Sonata. Sea biscuit model. The Venetian Garden. Right turn model. Or perhaps a left turn. Sports model. This one or this? Here's one. The snug chin biologer. Perhaps this. Very becoming. No? Care for this? How about the jackpot?
How about that one? Oh, that one is made to order. Hat designing department? Call for model 36. Call for model 36. Call for model 36.
We now visit the hat designing department. Here we see the women's hat designers comfortably working in their padded cells.
Call for model 36. Call for model 36.
Hold it, Chester. Hold it.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
I have a little job for you, Chester. Upsy-daisy.
Oh, I'm gonna make a hat. I'm gonna make a hat. It's wonderful. It's marvelous. Beautiful. Oh, hats, hats. Oh, I love them. Oh, more hats, more hats.
It's adorable. It's beautiful.
And so, Maisie buys the hat. Here we see Maisie promenading on the boulevard, proudly wearing her new bonnet. Hats, hats, hats. Hats to the right of us, hats to the left of us. Let's pause a moment and pay tribute to those unsung heroes, those forgotten men, our hat designers. These geniuses of the headgear were once happy, carefree, normal men, even as you and I. They've sacrificed their lives for the things and stuff the fair sex put on top of their heads. They've given everything, their homes, their families, their futures, their lives. For what? For this, a woman's hat.
After 13 years away from home, she returned to a house of terror.
Would you come closer to the phone, Miss Post, so I can hear you breathe?
A shocking motion picture of suspense and horror. There was no place to hide from fear or death.
What do you want, Claude?
I know what you and Crawler did to Miss Harriet.
Her mind could take only so much fear. Never leave your house unlocked again. After you see, don't open the door. Rated PG.
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friends, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
And Mr. Fresh Rogan. Yeah, that's the kind of energy that we're bringing to tonight's Friday the 13th special. We're turning it upside down. That's like an upside down. That's like a flip kind of a noise, right? Like, beep. Like when you turn something,
Yeah, if you're on America's Funniest. Cartoon.
Yeah, either America's Funniest Home Videos or a cartoon. I think, yes, either is applicable. Yeah, that's where the sound effects work.
Funny. That's what we're aiming for. America's Funniest.
If we can be on par or close enough.
The great Bob Saget.
Right, we can only be so humble.
Look at this dog.
Look at him. He's taking a leak on the owner's leg. The owner doesn't even know it. How hilarious is that?
Oh my god.
Boop. Yeah. Isn't that hilarious? Yeah, don't you love
Talk about man's best friend.
Oh yeah. There it is. That's a good one. The simplicity of the 90s, man. Just watching people's funny home videos. We're here. We're not watching funny home videos. You know what we're watching? Public domain horror.
Scary home videos.
Scary home. Pretty much. You could basically say that regional films out of the 70s are just somebody's home movies that somehow got lucky enough to be distributed across the United States and ended up in the public domain, which is the movie that we have tonight. It's a 70s movie from the United States, 1973's Don't Look in the Basement. And actually a bunch of other titles. We'll get into that later.
This film goes by many names.
It does go by many names, and the history of this movie and kind of the company that helped distribute it is really interesting as far as this time period in the 70s, so we're going to get into that. This movie has got axe murders. It takes place in an insane asylum. It's actually a loose Edgar Allan Poe adaptation, an Edgar Allan Poe story called The System of Professor Tar and Dr. Feather or something like that. I believe that's it. The System of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. And
is that his take on Jekyll and Hyde?
There might be some elements of that, and I actually have not read this story, and I know what the premise is. And I think I don't want to. I haven't read too much about this movie because I haven't seen it before. It's first time watch for me, which I'm very excited about. But I do kind of know how that story plays out, which kind of I'm afraid I kind of know some spoilers for the movie. But it's still going to surprise me because I don't know how it's going to happen. So
you don't know when.
When it's going to happen.
When do they get tarred and feathered?
When do they bring out the tar? That's going to be the first big question. And we'll find out. Yes. And, you know, this is how we're celebrating Friday the 13th. It's a slasher movie, proto-slasher. This is kind of before the craze. And it's actually got a connection to the Friday the 13th series of movies. So we'll get to that connection. That's a fun little
part of the same cinematic universe.
You know what? You could loosely say you could basically say without that if it weren't for a movie like this being as successful as successful as it was, you wouldn't have Friday the 13th. But we'll get into that.
You guys had a good Friday the 13th? Anybody?
Yeah, I hope everybody's been safe.
Not had
so
any
far.
bad luck.
Right. Nobody. You're not walking under any ladders, or you didn't break any mirrors.
Didn't get crossed by a black cat.
Yeah, I hope.
I just opened an umbrella and I'm currently inside, so I think we should be good.
Oh, okay, great. Well, yeah. Well, somebody's got to bring the bad luck. I mean, hey, that's good for the show, right? I mean, you know, you get some kind of bad luck to amplify the Caligari curse.
Yeah, that's a entertainment thing. Bad luck is good luck, right?
Right. That's why they say break a leg.
All luck is good luck.
Right.
There's no such thing as bad luck.
No, yeah. I mean, the worst possible thing could happen, and guess what? It's actually a good thing. It's a good thing that happened. But that's, you know, the power.
Remind
of
me to never come to
thinking.
you when I'm feeling down.
You're feeling blue? Get over it. It's all in your head.
Oh, your mom died? That's actually a good thing because you see, if you look at it this way,
you just spin it. And
just spin it.
It's
Thanks
a
for
positive.
coming to my TED Talk.
Think about all those chores you don't have to do now.
Right. Yeah, it's certainly not creating more problems, right?
Power of positive thinking brought to you by Spakenstein.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! Don't let us write a self-help book because it's probably will not be responsible for help. It'd probably be responsible for terrible harm. So we're not.
We're writing a self-harm book.
Self-harm book. Yeah, maybe that's the term for.
Yeah, that's an open market.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't have that section in Barnes.
Untapped market.
Not yet.
All the consumers seem to just go away for some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not a big.
It's weird.
Audience.
We're not getting many repeat customers.
Right.
A lot of repeat buying.
That's why you just make the book, you know, super expensive. That way, anybody that buys
this book will last you for the rest of your life.
That's guaranteed.
And that's a promise. That's a Spakenstein guarantee.
Yep. It's signed in the book. It's all part of your purchase. It's like a warranty, or your money back. We guarantee it. But yeah, so yeah, we're already getting pretty grim here tonight. This is gonna
let's not look too hard in that basement.
Yeah, sure. Seriously, I mean, it's all grim and grimy down in any basement, and certainly the basement we're gonna get into tonight. We're actually about to get into another basement that it's a little wet down there. You know, as always, Evan brings us a wonderful cocktail to pair with the evening's film on the little segment which we call...
What were you drinking?
What are we drinking tonight, Evan?
Well, I know you don't want to look in that basement, and sometimes if you don't look in that basement, you might end up with a flooded basement.
Yep.
Talk about a real horror story.
Yeah.
So tonight's cocktail is the Flooded Basement. This is made with pomegranate juice, vodka, and grapefruit juice. This is a very simple, easy, nice weeknight cocktail. Just whip it up, stir it together. You don't even have to shake it.
Stirred, not shaken, right?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll take the stirred, not.
So this is not a drink that James Bond would like.
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably
Well, that's
not.
good to
It's
know.
probably. It might be too tart. I don't know about you, but I'm expecting this to be very tart.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of, well, yeah, it smells a little tart, I would say. I love it in these glasses. It's
very spooky. It's very spooky.
It does look, it's perfect for Friday the 13th.
So the recipe claimed that the reason it was called the flooded basement is because it was supposed to have the color of muddy stormwater. I don't know if I'm quite getting that here.
Muddy stormwater? Is this...
like the color of a flooded basement.
Oh, no.
I don't know about that. This looks more like it's a little red.
Maybe the basement in the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah.
You know, probably.
It kind of seeped down there.
Yeah. It looks good. It's. I mean, that's a nice bright red color on my camera, so pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I think.
Well, let's dive right into
right.
this basement.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink. I look forward to going to the bar and
really
asking if they can make me these obscure drinks.
Yeah, flooded basement might
It's
be...
called a flooded basement.
Flooded. Can I get 2, please? 2 flooded basements.
2 flooded basements.
Do you know what's
What
in
are
it?
you asking
It's
for?
the color of muddy stormwater.
Well, we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't carry that here. I'm sorry. That's pretty good.
You guys can't make
it's
me a flooded.
refreshing. It's not even as tart as I was expecting.
No.
Really getting the pomegranate.
Yeah, the pomegranate I think levels it out
good.
a little bit.
It's good. I love pomegranate.
Yeah, it's got a really interesting taste. Again, I mean, it's just vodka. We've done some cocktails on this show where it's like 3 or 4 different liquors. So
Right. It's just vodka and juice.
Just vodka and juice. Nothing too crazy. It's something that we can chill on for this movie. It's a little longer. I mean, long for this show. It's like almost an hour and a half. We've had a couple almost hour and a half movies. I think what was it? Snake People. I think that was about an hour and a half. Werewolf of Washington. Both 70s movies. So
it's a good thing we're not watching modern movies, or we'd be here all night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we, something 2.5 hours, I would need way more
Working the night shift.
Bathroom breaks. Yeah, bring in the night shift. Once we get big enough, we'll just be running 24/7. We'll have a late show. But yeah, the B team will come up for that. So we'll get there eventually.
And we're gonna be handing this off to the night shift to finish this up for us. So.
Yeah. If it rolls on too long, then we'll just bring on the B team. Evan and Fresh's contracts strictly stipulate that they have to be out of here at a certain time, otherwise the B team comes in. So
I'm only allowed to work so many hours.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I wouldn't want to violate the contract or any labor laws, would I?
The streamers union.
The union's gonna have your fucking ass.
Yeah, the union's gonna
keep us here any longer.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's certainly they don't pay you enough to sit here and have to slog through some of these very ridiculous movies that are almost an hour and a half that especially with the 70s, we've gotten some movies that are they're definitely all concept, and then stories are not the strong suit of the movies that we watch on this show. They're pretty hit or miss.
Yeah, the movies we watch are all about the visual effects.
It is. Well, some of them. Phantom Carriage, those visual effects, 1921, pretty darn
pretty
good.
Cutting edge.
Pretty cutting edge. So, tonight is, again, good old-fashioned axe murders, insane asylum, content warning. Go ahead and warn everybody now. This is there is sex, there is nudity, there is violence, there is blood.
This is post-code, everyone.
Post-code. Yeah, so if you joined us last week, we were right at the beginning of the Hollywood production code that mandated everything you couldn't do in movies. Basically everything you couldn't do in movies. I think that's not what you could do, what you couldn't do. So this is like 5 years after the code, and let me tell you, it is a wide slam open at this point because there's really
anything goes.
Yeah, there's really no limits. They're like
Sodom and Gomorrah out here.
If you can get an R rating, as long as you don't, I mean, even if you had an X rating, you could get wide distribution in this time. That's why it was kind of wide open. It went from being like, especially like, you know, especially international films had already kind of opened up way before Hollywood as far as the content they were showing. So a lot of international films were getting censored in the early 60s, but now in the 70s, you had international films that were just really violent, really full of gratuitous sex and nudity. And it's getting, this is the pinnacle where it starts to get crazy in America with horror movies. So, and it's basically a year before Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a year after Last House on the Left, which are kind of the pinnacles of 70s slasher grindhouse horror movies. And there are a lot of connections between this and Last House on the Left. We'll talk about what those are. But yeah, I mean, this is again, this is a regional film out of Texas. They shot it in Texas. Director S.F. Brownrigg and his crew, you know, just out there doing the thing. Again, this is before Texas Chainsaw Massacre was filming, again, in Texas. So it's a little...
How Texas is this movie?
Pretty Texas.
On a scale from 1 to Texas?
On a scale from 1 to Texas, probably a big belt buckle that says everything's bigger in Texas on it.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah,
it's kind of comically oversized to get that many words
right
on the buckle.
Well, you know, yeah. I mean, that's you know, enhances the joke, right? It just takes it to another level. And
it's kind of it's the truck nuts of belt buckles.
That's the perfect, yes, the truck nuts. That I 100% agree with that.
I have a new product. It's like truck nuts, but you wear it on your belt.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be really popular. Everybody's gonna love this.
You wear it on your belt.
Could you imagine?
Belt nuts.
Belt nuts. It's sweeping the nation by storm.
Well, you wear it on your belt, but much like truck nuts, it's on the back for some reason.
That's just the way they're all wearing it.
Look, I don't know much about truck anatomy, but
yeah, no, can't say that I've studied the automotive anatomy. You know, I'm naive to the anatomy of an automobile. That's sad.
Look, when two automobiles love each other very much.
Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna get enough sex tonight. All right, Evan, let's hold off on that. Luckily, this isn't as I don't think will be as bad as the movie that we watched last Friday the 13th last year in 2022. Which was just all sex and very little horror. And hopefully we get a little more horror here. And I think we will. The guy that made this was a protege of another regional filmmaker out of Texas who in the 60s had been making... He called himself a schlockmeister, and he was making these just really... He was getting paid by a studio called AIP to basically make really cheap movies in Texas that were remakes of their old movies for TV, and like the monsters had ping pong ball eyes. And well, actually, his name is Larry Buchanan. I think we'll get to watch a couple of his films. We haven't seen any yet, but a lot of the people that worked on the movie we're watching tonight started in his movies during the early 60s, and then they decided to help this guy, SF Brownrigg, out on this film, which actually the first of many titles is not Don't Look in the Basement. It's The Forgotten. I believe is produced and written under that title, The Forgotten. But we'll go over the distribution history of this movie and how it ended up with the title Don't Look in the Basement. Oh God, is our Friday the 13th bad luck kicking in already? Is there some kind of like alternate dimension that's starting to like try to like elbow its way in? Have we already cursed our luck?
Remakes of their old movies.
Yes, I think so. It sounds like it.
I'm sensing a presence.
Remakes of their old movies.
I think it's trying to tell us something. Some kind of clue.
It's a message. It's a code. I could definitely see that. But yeah, this is it's a wild movie. Should be pretty fun.
He's in Texas.
We're dropping frames right now, but I'll take care of that. But yeah, so anything before we get into tonight's movie, boys?
Yes, something about remakes of their old movies.
Yeah, something about. I thought I did hear something about remakes of old movies. Don't know what that could be about, but I wonder what bright, enterprising young mind said something about that. I like that voice. I like that velvety smooth voice. No. Yeah. Well,
why don't we look in this basement?
We're gonna look in this basement. We're gonna find out what's lurking around. I think Fresh, if you've got it queued up.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
All right, then we're going.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I've got it queued up. Yeah, I've got it queued up.
Great. All right.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
We are going to get into.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
The exciting beginning.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
Don't look in
I've got it queued
the
up.
basement.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
Now. There it is.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
I was worried.
Yeah, I've got it queued up.
Look here.
Can we get the fawns to go?
It's got to be them, Sam.
Tap on Fresh.
It's almost 1930 hours. They would have left an hour ago. I think that's them. You hear them, Sam? Real low. Watch, above those trees. Are they really coming, Sergeant? You wait. They do this every night. Sam, what's that? Right through there.
I don't like it when you say they're coming, Sergeant. It scares me.
It's all right, Sam. It's all right now.
Shall I tell him, Janie?
Yes, and you both come away from the window. It's been longer than 10 minutes now.
Sergeant, Janie says it's all right now. Come on, it's all right.
So if you can't tell, we're already in the insane asylum.
Janie, if they do come, will I see them?
No one's ever seen them, Sam. Now let's not be late for supper again, shall we?
That's what always calms me down when I think someone's gonna come kill me. Supper.
Oh, yeah, I just needed to eat. That's what it was.
Supper's in a few minutes, Harriet. You'll have to leave your baby here. You know the rules in the dining room. Later you can come back to her when you finish.
Don't touch my baby. Don't you ever touch my baby again.
All right, Harriet, I won't touch your baby.
You better not. You know what will happen to you. I'll kill you. I swear to God, I'll kill you.
Hey.
We're way over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah, we just immediately in the thick of it.
Ready to eat, Sam?
Oh, every night. Dr. Stevens makes me eat the soup. I bet you don't know how many kinds of soup I've eaten, Janie. Come on, guess.
I don't know, Sam.
Janie, when can we put my boat in the water?
Sam, there's something I've got to tell you.
Uh-oh.
We've been friends for a long time now. But I'm going to have to leave now. I'm going to have to say goodbye.
Goodbye?
Goodbye?
That means you're going to leave me, Janie? We can't play with the boat?
I'm sorry. Oh, I miss you, Sam. But I just can't take this any longer. Oh, I know you don't understand. When you're ready, come eat your supper.
I'll be in to join you later on. Right now, I have to go and talk to Dr. Stevens.
Wow. Sorry, I have to leave. Putting up with you is very annoying, and I can't take it.
I can't. I'm pulling my hair out over here.
Jennifer. Jane is going away. Would you have me put my boat in the water?
He is focused.
I bet Janie didn't say goodbye to you.
That she's leaving. He just wants to put his boat in the water.
He's a man on a mission.
Do you know how long I've been waiting for this? You've been putting this off for weeks, damn it.
I've been putting the work in, biding my time. Oh my God.
You. I warned all of you. Leave me alone. Daddy, cut it out. Don't touch my baby. I'll kill you if you... Get away from my baby. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Oh shit.
Oh, baby snatcher.
I think she's gonna kill him.
My baby. He's taking my baby.
Now use the axe, Judge.
He's like, okay, sick. Will
Listen
you help me
to
put my
me,
boat in the
Judge.
water?
Use the axe, Judge. Go ahead, Judge. Use the axe.
What are we watching now?
Use it again, Judge.
Yeah.
Once more again. Strike out. Harder, Judge. Now again. That's it, Judge. Hit it again. And again. Strike it.
Again.
Strike it.
But Mr. Leahy, if you don't get all the way through this log, you'll never be ready.
Yes, what is it, Jane? He's doing very well tonight. Can you sense how each stroke reaches down, freeing some part of his conflict? Perhaps just a cell or two of the unconscious brain, yet he's reaching it. Reach for it, Judge.
Dr. Stevens.
Yes.
Doctor, I've come to a decision about all this. I just can't take it any longer. Harriet threatened me again tonight. I'm leaving. When you said you had someone else coming out tonight, someone to help.
I can't accept that decision, Janie. You're a professional. I won't allow you to do it.
Oh, shit.
Put it down, Judge. Put it down, Judge. Put it down. Judge! Judge! Put it
What
down,
could go
Judge.
wrong giving this
Put it
guy
down,
an
Judge.
axe?
Put it down.
That's
right.
Damn.
Oh, God. Oh, how did this happen? I don't know. Oh, get out of
I
here.
don't know. Maybe giving an insane man an axe probably wasn't the best place to start.
Very quietly, we're going to walk into the house. Come on, Judge. Don't look at Dr. Stevens. I'm going to help you.
Gee.
Come on, quietly. Quietly, calmly.
Brutal.
That's right. Into the house. I'm coming with you. That's right, Judge. Sam, put the axe down on the ground.
You're like,
Sam?
Yeah, I might have fucked up.
Rip.
Sam, listen to me. From now on,
The other lady is
I'm
like,
gonna take
see,
care of the
this is why
family."
I'm quitting.
I'm going to take care of Cameron and Janie and all the others. Do you understand?
But Jane is leaving.
Oh? All right, listen to me. I'll be back in a few minutes to tell you what to do with Dr. Stevens. Do you understand me? I'm coming, Judge.
To tell you what to
That's
do
right,
with
quietly.
him.
Calmly.
And to think he was just 2 weeks away from retiring.
Oh, it's always the way it goes.
Don't cry. I'll get your bottle.
Yeah, fresh. I'm trying to work on it. Trying, but it's being a real pain in my ass.
Daddy! My baby!
All good. Just making sure you're aware.
Yes, yes.
Daddy! My baby! Ah! Daddy! Shut up! Daddy! My baby! What have you done with my baby? Daddy! Harriet, what's
Some
wrong?
delay on Discord as well, like that one time.
Yeah. It's.
Harriet, what's wrong?
I swear.
done to my baby
I don't know what's been
child?
going on with my
Nothing.
internet, man. It's pissed
You
me off.
took my baby. No, you took that brown child away from me. No, you took my baby.
Jesus.
You can't quit. You're fired.
Damn. That was just the intro, guys.
Yeah.
That was damn. That's
High
one way-
turnover here at the
Yeah.
That was one of the production
Asylum.
companies' little bumper.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know what it was for a second.
Lady in the Suitcase Productions.
Hello?
Hello?
Dr. Stevens?
I like how the titles shake, man. It looks so cool.
Yeah, that's back in the old day when they're just laying film over film.
Deanie, the lady.
Yes, Sylarn, it might as well be the A-team. I feel like that's what we're setting up for.
Do we get this many bodies on the A-team?
Have you
No.
been standing there long?
Why, no. In fact, I just this minute came in. I didn't see it.
I'm Dr. Masters, Geraldine Masters. Am I expecting you?
Well, perhaps
Geraldine.
Dr. Stevens hasn't mentioned my coming.
Dr. Mass?
I'm sorry. I'm Charlotte Beale, RA in psychiatric therapy.
Beale?
Yes, I'm to get settled in tonight. I'm starting with Dr. Stevens first thing in the morning.
Well, perhaps you'd better go into my office this way.
Sylarn's in the house.
Sylarn is in the house, and we are dropping frames like a mug.
Now,
No, Sylarn, it's
mind telling
us.
me
It's
again
us.
just
I'm
who
working
you
on
are
it.
and exactly what you're
It's
doing
not
here?
you, it's us.
It's not
Dr.
you, it's
Masters,
me.
I'm sorry you haven't been informed about my coming. You see, Dr. Stevens hired me, about a week ago, I think it was.
There's a strange line in the middle of the film.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I had
Sam
heard
up.
about Dr. Stevens' unusual psychiatric methods and called for an
No.
interview.
Wait, where is
He
it?
liked my training.
Oh, wait,
and
right there.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like-
I see it.
Said he was terribly short on qualified help.
like
and
near
asked
the
if I
lady's
would
place
start
right
next
now.
week,
Right.
which is today.
Now,
It's her
just wait a
spidey
minute, Miss
sense.
Beale. First of all, I was not informed about your coming here. And secondly, I
don't
feel
know who
sure
you
that Dr.
are.
Stevens would have brought this up with me if he'd reached a decision about you.
Dr. Masters, certainly there can't be a mistake. Or perhaps it's just an oversight and you
That's
weren't
just the
informed.
point, Miss Beale. Dr. Stevens would not have made an oversight. Not about something as important as increasing our staff, not when there are just three of us. Normally, three of us on the staff.
You know,
No.
perhaps I really should go in to see the doctor.
Normally three
Miss
of us.
Beale,
Normally, now it's just me.
I have something very
Don't
interesting
look
to
in the
tell you.
basement.
Thank God you're here.
We've had a tragedy here. We've lost Dr. Stevens. He was viciously attacked by one of the patients, and he
Yeah, I
died
need to
shortly.
take lunch, so if you could take over
So
real quick.
This is just not the time to discuss any of this. Well, surely you can understand how his death has greatly changed things. And naturally, I've taken over in his place. But since I wasn't informed about your coming here, I feel no need to keep any minor commitment that he may have made. Well, certainly not now.
Ooh, dang.
You see, I'm changing some administrative objectives, and what Dr. Stevens had in mind may not be exactly what I'm planning. Well, not now.
Thanks, Sylarn.
I just can't believe Dr. Stevens is dead.
We have to accept that, Miss Beale. I just don't believe you could be of any help right now.
Dr. Masters, I gave up a perfectly good job to come here. They wanted me to stay, but I left.
What place are you talking about?
Dr. Masters.
Green Park General Hospital. I was supervisor of the psychiatric
I'm not
ward.
questioning your qualifications. Did Dr. Stevens talk with your supervisor about your leaving?
Well, I'm sure he did. Besides, I showed them this letter of acceptance from Dr. Stevens.
I showed them this letter.
Line?
We've already done this take 7 times. We don't have the budget for this. You don't understand.
Why, yes.
Great glasses.
You
have
gotta
any
love
place
that.
to go from
She
here,
wearing
Miss
them
Beale?
upside down?
Well, frankly, no. Unless, of course, Green Park would consider taking me back. I suppose I could tell them what's happened here.
I'm sorry, Michael, are you in India?
And about your taking over, perhaps they would make some sort of consideration.
Miss Beale, frankly, I have a very difficult decision. There have been some abnormal reactions with a few of the patients. Dr. Stevens trusted them. He treated them as though he were their father. So realistically, this has been a death in the family. Now my job is to recreate that trust. I doubt
Yes,
very well the Green Park would take you back. It'd be very awkward trying to explain all of this, so... Well, since you're here and Dr. Stevens did make the commitment, I guess you might as well start in the morning.
Thank you, Dr. Masters.
Now, you must understand that I'm not
Crash, I might
offering
need you to help me with the
anything of a
break.
permanent nature. There's a very special attitude to work here.
Dr. Stevens told me that.
Oh, okay, I got
Stevens believed that
Thank you.
insanity was not a breaking away from reality, but rather a very complex series of obsessions. Psychiatrists have always tried to reverse that, bring the patient back to normalcy, but
The
Dr. Stevens
70s
believed the
film
opposite. He
adds to the
believed
creepiness of this.
that these obsessions could be...
It does. It gives it like a grimy kind of...
to grow so
I don't know.
large,
Yeah, it
so
definitely
large,
adds to the
that the patient would
atmosphere.
have to use his own strength to destroy them.
Really? That's a very interesting theory.
We live and work very simply here, Miss Beale. Our patients are all people who are unloved, unwanted, forgotten. So we're a family, their family, and everyone helps with the chores. Well, now, I'll show you to your room. I'm afraid there's no connecting bath.
What? I came here under the assumption that there would be a connecting bath.
I left a perfectly good bedroom with an attached bath.
Well, this is it. I hope you'll be comfortable. I have a lot of things to do now, so if you'll come into my office in the morning, we can go over your routine.
Thank you, Dr. Masters.
Good night.
Oh, Dr. Masters, where are the patients' rooms?
Well, they're right next to yours and upstairs. As I said before, we're a family, and it's for that reason there are no locks on any of the doors. Dr. Stevens didn't believe in the doctor-patient relationship. Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Dr. Stevens didn't believe in it, huh? How'd that work out?
Oh, certainly not well for Dr. Stevens.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so creepy.
No processing or anything to make it sound like it's down the hall.
You never should go rushing around like this alone. Get out. Get out. And never come back. Never.
Get
And
out?
don't look in the basement.
Why? Get out? There's no reason.
Oh, there's plenty of reason.
My name is Charlotte. What's yours?
Up
This is
the
some really
airy
close-ups.
mountain, down the rushing glen. You never can go
I love it.
hunting for fear of little men.
Did I tell you Calvin Coolidge used to be a good friend of mine?
Yeah, you told us.
You told me like 8 times already.
Sanitarium. They have like a lot of baths in there or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
very,
very
very,
clean.
very white, very clean. That's actually a dormitory on the campus of a religious college in Texas. Yeah. It's just still standing to this day.
No, it's true. Dr. Stevens tells me what he wants.
What is he eating?
A lollipop or a
That's the strangest looking sucker I've ever
It's a
seen.
popsicle.
Everything has
Yeah,
changed
that's
now.
what it is.
Like that Miss Charlotte. And there's some others.
Is it?
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's like a mostly eaten
He is
popsicle.
blowing the fuck out of that popsicle.
Charlotte's name is Miss Beale.
Dr. Stevens calls her Miss Charlotte.
Can you eat a popsicle without blowing it? I guess if you bite it.
You would think.
Yeah, I mean, after it gets that far, I figure you would just bite it.
Yeah, I
She
would.
wasn't your friend. Sam,
He's really taking his time with that little nub of popsicle.
Oh, shoot, Sergeant. Do I
Trying
have
to make it last.
Oh,
Hey, it's not little, it's average.
Prisoners inside. Guard that door carefully.
Oh, all right, Sergeant. What do you want me to stand? Right here?
That's right. And you'll not leave it.
You're not leaving.
Oh, Sergeant. Are you coming back?
That doesn't bode well, does it?
That's Danny.
That guy is just everyone in the South. He thinks he's in the military, but he's not.
Yep, that's.
Don't look in the drawer.
Don't.
Yes,
The guard is posted, sir.
Jennifer?
Yes. The prisoner is secure, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Damn, he called her sir.
That was
Sorry.
Sam's
Sick
check.
burn.
Yeah, really,
Yes,
really told
we
her.
call him Sergeant. Difficult case. War. He was or is a real sergeant. His
Was or
platoon
is.
was lost in combat because of something he did. His prisoner, as he calls her, is Jennifer Downey. I want you to watch her very carefully. Spend some time with her. Several times she's attempted to escape. Escape? In the sergeant's jargon, to break confinement. Sam, I've told you not to interrupt me when I'm busy.
But Dee.
Go on.
And that's Sam.
Sam is a lovable child. He's been a patient of Dr. Stevens for several years, and Dr. Stevens operated on him 4 years ago.
Are we talking about lobotomies?
Dr.
Oh,
Stevens
gosh.
allowed me to assist him in that operation. Drilling through the
It was
frontal
unrelated.
lobe left
He
Sam
took out his
harmless,
gallbladder.
but with the mentality of an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
That was the last lobotomy Dr. Stevens ever did.
Damn.
And it was because of that operation that Dr. Stevens turned from surgery to his obsession development theory.
Tell me about Allison King.
Allison? Let's see. Allison has had a very unfortunate past. She was was very close to her father, and he died. She was 13. Then her mother remarried a man that Allison absolutely cherished, and he left. And that was the beginning of the pattern. Allison tried to love other men, and they were cruel to her, and they left her, and she almost gave up.
It's a classic pattern, isn't it?
Then Allison met a man. She thought he was perfect. He loved her, and they lived together, but he used her. He sold her to other men. Well, her love for him smoothed that over. But then someone came along that was younger and prettier, and he threw her out. And that was the breaking point.
Ain't that the way it goes?
What's your attitude now?
She craves love, desperately, from anyone, everyone.
And these others, Harriet and Mr. Cameron.
Judge Cameron.
My name is Oliver W. Cameron, jurisconsult, judicator of the Court of Appeals, doctor of jurisprudence.
Judge.
My name is Judge.
What are you doing in my room?
Well, I really dig all that mumbo jumbo. You know, it's just quality.
What is that odor?
Strawberry. Do you like strawberries?
Ripe strawberries are the color of blood.
Taste me. Please. Taste me. I can be anything you want.
To be carnally minded is death.
Come on.
Yep, oh, he's right. That's a horror movie rule.
Taste me.
Oh.
Shroud your nakedness. You're obscene.
I'm warm and I'm loving. I'm loving. I'm passionate. Men love me. There's not a man anywhere who doesn't really love my body and soul.
All right, well, at least he doesn't have his axe hands.
Freak.
Dear God.
You don't want to be touched because you're so damn pure. You phony freak, you're trembling. Look at you. You're hot for it, but you can't reach
Jeez, these
out.
angles, man.
You can't
Straight
reach
on.
out. You can't love. You can't make it.
Yeah, we're gonna like these.
Damn.
Rejection
That was intense. That was a confrontation.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you about the others later, but right now I'd
big
like
fat
to start with
yikes.
Mrs. Callingham.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Callingham is the one who occasionally hallucinates.
Oh, yes, she has a number of interesting words. Why don't you take her for a walk? She likes the flowers. She sometimes believes they're her children.
Oh, cool.
It's pleasant here, don't you think, Mrs. Callingham? Do you get out often?
It's you who need to get out.
Why?
Oh,
Mrs. Callahan!
up the airy mountain, down
Yeah.
the rushing glen.
I told you
it is a
already.
holy day.
Hunting because of little men. Oh, Bobby, Ellen, Lester.
Wow.
70s music.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Very warbly. Uh-oh.
Warbly.
It's the Wet Bandits.
Operator? Operator?
I wouldn't want to break into this place.
Operator.
Sam, I didn't hear you come in.
Dr. Stevens, he don't call on the phone anymore.
Sam, I know how much Dr. Stevens liked you.
Dr. Stevens wants us happy. He said I should tell you.
Sam, I understand. Dr. Stevens is still very real for you.
Oh, Miss Charlotte, I forget what the doctor told me to tell you. I knew it a minute ago.
Sam, it's all right. I understand.
Come in.
Sorry to bother you when you're busy.
Well, that's all right. Have a chair.
Sure, I'll have one.
Don't mind if I do.
Chairs.
I suppose you've noticed that it's a little.
These chairs are absolutely scrumptious.
You're very
Have one, so I can just take this.
Yes, very.
You know, I've been saying my room is really that's what it's missing, to tie it together. It's a real nice chair.
You did say take a seat.
Oh, Dr. Masters.
Oh.
Be alarmed. This is Jennifer.
Okay, I'm very alarmed.
Monica Lewinsky going on in here.
Yeah.
Is she beyond help?
Beyond help.
Beyond Help, that's one of the titles that they tried to sell the movie under. Didn't work. Back to the drawing board after that.
Please don't misunderstand.
No, I understand. Well, it's time to be getting him to bed. I promised Sam that I'd read to him. Would you mind seeing to the others?
No, of course not. Dr. Masters, I hope
Why
you'll
did this
forgive
movie
my
have so many
statement about
titles?
Jennifer.
That's what we'll get into during the break. It's very wild. It's basically just the way that throughout the 60s and 70s that they were able to sell movies. You could just
Before I forget,
send it out multiple times under new titles, and once the titles hit, that was the one you went with.
Well, that occasionally happens. I'll try to
This is the break right here.
Awesome, thank you. And that is gonna take us to our first break. So, well, yeah, so it's perfect timing. But what do we think so far? Before I get into the
It's interesting.
There's a lot going on.
I think anytime you get one of these, asylum type movies, you always have such big characters that they do stand out a lot more than, maybe some of the other things that we've watched.
That's true.
We don't always get the judge and the sergeant and, my baby.
No. Yeah, definitely a colorful array of characters for us to be kind of horrified and captured by for an hour and a half. No shortage.
You said the asylum type movies. I thought you meant like mockbuster, like crappy knockoff movie.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Well, and I mean that, you're getting close to the same thing. I mean, the principles that a company like Asylum works off of are basically many of the same principles that were being used throughout the 70s to sell exploitation and B movies. And it's really, most of the time, it's just ripping off other things that people have done, making it your own, and then it's, it finds its audience. And
is this ripping anything off?
So the movie itself is not ripping anything off. But it's when you get into the distribution history is where you start to find that cues are being taken from other things. So basically, to get into it and to get into like why this movie had multiple titles. So in the 60s and the 70s, there were, you had the big national like theater chains, right? But you also had little Grindhouse movie theaters in like cities and metropolitan areas like 42nd Street in New York. You just got these tiny little theaters all over the place.
Yeah, back when small businesses existed.
And they were everywhere in these cities. And I mean, it was a lot of these like movie theaters weren't playing like big studio movies, so they needed like little indie
they needed something to fill in the time slot.
They did. So a lot of times it was cheap horror movies or it was foreign imports, and a lot of times there were companies that specialized in either buying foreign films and redistributing them in the United States, or in buying up indie movies that were filmed regionally in the United States. So again, like tonight's movie is from Texas. Just a few years before this, you had Night of the Living Dead in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh. That was the region that George Romero worked in his whole life. Like he didn't move to Hollywood. He like stayed in Pittsburgh and like filmed everything in Pennsylvania. And so tonight's filmmaker was based in Texas. And so the company that ended up buying tonight's film was called Hallmark Releasing Corp. And it's not that kind of Hallmark.
But not the one you're thinking.
Not the one you're thinking. Greeting cards, none of that stuff. That's very much out. No, this was a film distribution company based out of Boston, and they owned about 100 movie theaters, or had about 100 screens that they distributed foreign movies, international films, and then they would buy up regional movies and usually retitle them. But I think they started with international movies, and so their first big hit, they got this German movie called Mark of the Devil, and again, this is a distribution company, so they're really all about marketing and exploitation, right? So for this movie Mark of the Devil, they did the sensational ad campaign where they're like, rated V for violence, and what they say? They said positively the most horrifying film ever made on all the advertising. And of course,
rated R for really scary.
Yeah, I mean, it was just nonsense, but it was big. But that was just the taglines. The gimmick that they had for the movie was they distributed vomit bags with the film, because that's how sickening it was supposed to be. So they had these vomit bags that were all done up with the movie's title, and I think it said things like V for violence.
Nothing like a souvenir vomit bag.
Right, yeah.
It's cheap. It's cheap merchandise.
They go online. The original vomit bags, I think, go online for a lot of money. It is, but this was not an original gimmick. This had been ripped off from an earlier movie in the 60s called Blood Feast. Their marketing for that movie was vomit bags, because it was one of the first splatter movies. It was 1963, and there's people getting their tongues cut out and all these things that you couldn't. This was before the code officially got replaced, but it was pretty much broken down. And
Have you seen that one?
Yes, I've seen. We actually watched it in my cult cinema class.
Did you guys throw up?
No, it was not. It's a horrible movie. Luckily, Herschel Gordon Lewis, the director, he made some other movies, but he was an ad man. He was not really a film director as much as he started in advertising, realized there was a hole for gore splatter movies, started making these movies, so he had that gimmick. And then he had another movie that he did shortly after that called Color Me Blood Red. And he didn't have a gimmick for that as much as he had a tagline, which was, keep reminding yourself, it's only a movie, or it's just a movie. It's just a movie. So Hallmark, a couple years...
What does that even mean?
It's just
Color Me Blood Red.
So that whole... It's almost like he ripped off both of his movies, that and Blood Feast. It's almost like they rip off Roger Corman in a way that it's it's basically about somebody that works in some profession is having to kill people in order to do their job. So Color Me Blood Red is about an artist who is using human blood for his paintings, right?
Great.
Yeah, so it's really...
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. And the trailer is just so funny. So that's one of the trailers we're going to see during the break, because the thing is, a couple years later, Hallmark Releasing Corp, after Mark of the Devil, their next big movie was Last House on the Left, which they actually financed as well. And so Last House on the Left was kind of like a pinnacle in American horror because of the violence and, the kind of the extreme content. It was 1972. But it was also known for its ad campaign, which was to avoid feigning, keep repeating, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. Well, that was a sensation.
People really went for that?
People really went for that, to the point where Hallmark Releasing Corp, this movie, Mark of the Devil, some of their other movies, they were able to outsourced to American International Pictures, which had the network for wide distribution, and that was how their movies got distributed wide. So they were able to distribute to their like 100 movie theaters, and those were so big that American International came and said, hey, like, we'll distribute this wide and give you a nice cut of the profits. So they just made bank off of this. And what they learned was, if you're making bank off these advertising campaigns, just recycle them, just reuse them again and again. So that's what we're going to see. The other trailer is for, it's Last House on the Left, and then there's like a combo trailer for Last House and another movie where they use it's only a movie. And that's like a foreign film that they had bought and retitled and redubbed. I think it's Don't Open the Window. Again, that was when they started like retitled. After tonight's movie, that they started to realize, oh, like, let's put don't do this, don't do that in the title. But yeah, so we're gonna get these
Don't ask for your money back.
Yeah, don't do that. Definitely don't ask for your money back. You're not gonna get it back. These guys from Boston mean business, okay? These money men, let me tell you. And we'll get into some of the later things that they ended up doing. But yeah, we're gonna see these two trailers. And then when we come back, we're going to get into the exciting middle of Don't Look in the Basement. So, yeah. So stick around. We'll be right back.
You are seeing scenes from the next motion picture to play this theater. A motion picture in which you dare not become too involved. You must keep reminding yourself, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. It is not for the eyes and ears of anyone under 16 years of age. Color me blood red. Fiendish is the word for it. Color me blood red. This is Adam, and this is a story of Adam and evil. This is a film drenched in crimson. A blood-spattered study in the macabre. Color me blood red. You must keep reminding yourself, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. Color me blood red. It will leave you aghast. Color me blood red. Color me blood red.
It rests on 13 acres of earth over the very center of hell. Here is the first motion picture to offer to the daring a look into the final maddening space between life and death. The Last House on the Left. To avoid fainting, keep repeating.
It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie.
Sights and sounds far beyond anything you've tested. The Last House on the Left. To avoid fainting, keep repeating.
It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie.
Take as much as you can.
Only a movie.
Now, for the first time, the two most horrifying films ever. Watch day-old babies go berserk. Break bread with the living dead. See, don't open the window. Then brace yourself for the original Chainsaw Massacre. Last House on the Left. See, two movies that will never let you forget. They're only movies. They're only movies. Rated R.
Rated R. Yeah, so yeah, you heard it there in that last little trailer. It was shorter. Only a movie. But yeah, they used that same campaign like 5 times, and it almost became like a subgenre onto itself, the only a movie movies. Like, that's how they would...
The ones that you need to remind yourself about.
That's how they would bill it in the advertising, basically. And it's just like... And it would also say, like, from the makers of Last House on the Left, but it was always just the distributors. I mean, I guess technically they also did pay for Last House on the Left, but usually they just bought movies and distributed them. They didn't usually pay for movies, but they did for Last House on the Left, and it was big, and so they just kept applying that same formula to people, just saying it's a new version of Last House on the Left, which is tonight's film is included. It came out the year after Last House on the Left, and they used the same tagline for that. But again, Hallmark just ripped off both of those gimmicks from
Wait, what's
Herschel.
the tagline again?
Only yeah, right, Fresh. Like, I need to repeat it. Like, that's not going to be stuck in your head for... I mean, that's the thing. It is creepy, you know? Like when I was younger and I first saw that trailer, it creeped me out, you know? Like, it kind of...
Yeah, it's the kind of thing I think would be scary if you're younger.
Yeah, it can kind of stay in your head, and that idea that a movie could be so scary that you would need to
remind yourself that it's just a movie,
right? But that's what they did in the 70s. There were only remix. I love that. But yeah, I mean, it really was. It was a huge success, and so they were basically able to ride this wave for like 8 years. Like, they were able to keep reusing.
We've struck gold.
They did. Like, that was their thing. Like, they actually like financed a couple movies during this time, but mostly they just bought other people's movies, stuck the same tagline on it, and made bank.
Hey, look, it's only a movie put my kids through college.
We need It's Only a Movie 10 so I can finally pay my mortgage off. Yeah, I mean, these 3 guys, Stephen Manassian, Robert Barsamian, and Philip Scuderi.
Fake Namian.
Yeah, fake Namian, certainly. No, these guys, like, these were the guys that owned Hallmark Releasing Corp. And what we'll find out next break is how they basically parlayed this, like, I mean, again, this was a sensation. The fact that they were able to get a bigger company to take their films into wide releasing, like, this was just an indie distribution company that, like, was in New England. That was just, you know, kind of had control of a couple hundred theaters, but, like, they kind of created a horror movie sensation in the 70s. And again, they rode the wave for about as long as they could. And they parlayed it into something even better. But we'll talk about that during the break.
I wanna point something out.
Yes, please.
So when we come back to the movie, there's a neat product placement for John Simmons baby powder.
Oh, great.
And you know what? I enjoy that in the 70s there was product placement for carcinogens and
right, asbestos and
why don't you just put a bunch of this asbestos on your baby? They'll love it.
Yeah, well, it'll protect it from fire. You got a fireproof baby.
Your baby will be well insulated.
Yeah, that's everybody knows that's the real reason that they used baby powder back in the days. That's certainly not why you're seeing all these. If you use talcum powder or any other baby powder and between 19 and whatever, then you may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you covered your baby in asbestos in an attempt to make a fireproof baby, you may be entitled to compensation.
You want to talk scary? Those commercials are scary. That's a really scary thing. You're like, oh my god, like this is happening to people. This is horrible. I mean, that's, you know. Something, it's funny how unsettling just a voiceover can be. I think that's what I've learned for between those commercials and advertisements like Last House on the Left. Just the power of posing questions to the audience.
Yeah, the power of the macabre.
Macabre, yes, I didn't know if you guys caught that. That's why I love the Color Me Blood Red trailer. The macabre. Fiendish is the word for it. Like, it's the very cheap again, and those guys were doing that was like indie regional filmmaking in like the roadshow days, where you'd just take the movie around to different markets and you'd show it at drive-ins, and this just kind of is the next evolution of that, what we're watching tonight. And the company that distributed it, they're just like, all right, let's put a snappy gimmick on this okay meh movie and let's make bank. And they did. So we're going to find out what's going on in this insane asylum. Anything before we get into it, boys? What do we think? Did that chick ever get her baby doll back? Or was that
sure.
This an unresolved conflict that's finally going to come to a head?
Yeah, have we met all of our patients yet?
I don't think formally, no, we haven't. We've got a rundown on some, but have not moved.
What was the question?
If we've been introduced to all of the patients so far. I don't know. I don't think formally, not in detail, but I think we're about to.
I'm ready.
So we'll see. All right. Well, since Fresh has it queued up, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting middle of Don't Look in the Basement right now.
Just going to remind myself that
she got a baby back.
It's only a movie.
Yes, keep reminding yourself, Fresh, please.
It's only a movie.
Good night, Harriet.
It's only a movie. It's only a
time
movie.
you should be asleep too.
It's
Keep
only a
reminding
movie.
yourself. Oh, is that music in the movie?
Yeah, is that the
was
music or is
weird.
that Fresh?
I couldn't tell if it was Fresh in the movie.
I want a room that looks like
That's
this, where the
enough for
blanket
tonight, Mrs.
matches the
Cunningham.
curtains.
You liked that walk in the garden, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Well, don't
doesn't
be
help to scream in their
surprised
faces.
if
I
we
can hear
never
you.
Go again.
Don't mind my observation.
Yes,
Handled
Mrs.
the drawing very
Callahan.
well. Better than some of the others.
The Phantom Line is still here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all the scratches, and it's this how you know it was on real film, man, real film stock.
Look at that. You can't fake that kind of damage.
No, you cannot.
You gotta earn it.
You do. These scars. Do you know where these scars come from?
That is a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Those heavy-duty styrofoam cups they used to make back in the day. Actually, it's 16 ounces you get in one of those
Morning,
cups.
Jennifer.
Oh yeah?
That bitch. She didn't even say good morning to me.
Her name is Mrs. Callingham. What a ridiculous fake name.
Oh,
for a character.
jeez.
Mrs. Callingham,
Jesus.
your son's been gun out.
Oh, thank you for telling me. I was a little confused. I wasn't quite sure what had happened.
Look, you've got to understand that ours
She
is a
bit her
family
tongue
of
in her
persons
sleep.
who know very few limits, even the limits of physical pain. When Mrs. Callingham did this to herself, she was probably beyond the threshold of physical feeling. My greatest concern about her is the
Very
blood that she's lost.
scientific.
She's very weak.
I don't hold up very well, do I?
This doctor's weird.
Yes, she is.
I'm sorry.
She could watch someone die and then just be like, yes, they are no longer alive.
She was probably hallucinating. Self-infliction of pain, self-disfigurement, sometimes that indicates that the patient has transcended the body.
Oh, what would Dr. Stevens have done in a case such as this?
Exactly as I'm doing, calling as little attention to it as possible.
Yeah, that's what doctors are supposed to do, right? Let's not make a big deal about this, all right? We'll do what we can. I can't make any promises.
It's all in your head.
Dr. Masters.
How strong of a smell of hairspray do you think is in this scene?
Oh my god, bro.
I'm always afraid.
I mean, you can tell that her hair is as hard as a helmet.
Hello? Anybody here?
You just walk
No,
up.
the door's open, so I came in.
I'm just walking up in this mental asylum. Don't mind me. I'm just here to work on your cable.
If no one answers the door, you can just walk in. That's the rule.
Hello?
That's the policy at
Well, they don't believe in locks.
Right.
Hello?
They don't.
Oh, hello there. Hello there.
It's like he doesn't know he's at a mental hospital.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello
read the
there.
sign.
How are you?
No, yeah, I can't read.
Sanitarium. It must be very
well,
clean.
I'm the telephone man. My name is Ray.
I'm the telephone man.
Poor lady, I hope that isn't catching her. Say, you've got some...
That was so lame. I hate that joke.
Could you show
What'd
me
he
where the
say?
equipment is?
Oh, I really hope that isn't catching.
What trouble are you talking
Oh,
about,
lady,
sir?
I really
Well, I
hope
don't know
that's
yet.
not
It's,
catching.
it's
I hope your
voltage drop.
tongue being cut out isn't
Never mind,
contagious.
I'll find it myself.
We don't need a wisecracking telephone repairman, okay? Well, we had enough. We don't
I
need.
kind of like it.
Oliver.
I kind of like it.
W. Cameron,
I want all of my
Jurisconsult.
telephone repairmen making
Adjudicator of the
wisecracks.
Court of Appeals, Doctor of Jurisprudence.
Well, that's got to be some big problem.
What is this? Some kind of nut house?
What's the matter with her? Cat got her tongue?
I
A
warn you,
little too soon.
heed the lady's advice.
What did she say?
Get
She
out.
said
I can't heed your advice if I don't know what you're
being here
saying.
represents grave danger.
Oh God.
Oh, lady, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
She ain't got no tongue.
Objection overruled. That is immaterial, irrelevant, and
Short circuit.
out of order.
Oh, they let you people just wander around out here, huh? Hey, buddy, how about give me back my screwdriver, huh?
I would just go downstairs. Oh.
I was just joshing you.
No, that's quite all right.
I bet you thought I was gonna stab you, didn't you?
Objection sustained.
You people just wait right here, okay? And I'll go and find the equipment. All right?
Oh no, go the other way.
3 minutes.
Yeah, we'll go deeper in the house.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Definitely don't look in the basement.
That's an awful virus you got there, lady.
Ugh. She's just like, ah, God damn it.
I give up.
Who are you and exactly how did you enter this building?
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. First, which way are you? I mean, this way or that way?
I don't know what you're talking about, and I want you to answer my
He's
question.
trying to get laid.
I'm sorry, Doctor. It's just that, well, you've got so many Twilight people around here, you know, and, well,
Exactly what are you intending to do
Twilight.
here?
it's your phone.
All these vampires
I mean,
walking
well, I just came out to check it as quick as I could and get the hell out of here.
Why didn't you inform me of your coming here?
How could I inform you? You ain't got no telephone. You got
He's got a
bouncers on
point.
every door and a receptionist that ain't got no tongue. What's the inform?
That's enough of your impertinence. You had absolutely no right to enter this building without my permission.
So what am I gonna do? I'm supposed to fix the telephone. You want me to fix the phone? You don't want me to fix the phone. It don't matter to me. I'm just the phone man. Now, I drove for an hour to get out here. You tell me.
You tell me. Wow.
Are you this way or are you this way?
Tell you what, I'll finish this up as quick as I can, then I won't be bothering you again, ever.
The wiring's in this closet.
Oh yeah, somebody cut the wire.
Please don't leave the area. I'll be back in a few minutes to escort you out of the building.
Yeah,
and
it's just like a random insert.
Have anything more to do with any of the patients. Now, is that understood?
I completely forgot about that.
I'm just trying to help, you know what I mean?
Don't look in the closet.
Now I can finally be alone with my tools.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, this ain't gonna be good. Do I need to have my finger on the yikes
probably.
button?
How long is it gonna take for this to turn into a porno?
I mean, he's got the stash.
Yeah, I'm
for
just
it.
here to fix the phone. That seems to be the problem.
Shouldn't take too long, huh?
No, one of the lines was cut. It'll just take a minute. You do understand me, don't you?
Oh my god, bro! You know you.
You know, I used to live in this place where the phone man was always coming around.
Oh, yeah? That bad, huh?
That good.
Oh god.
I thought you meant that you had a lot of...
Hell, I didn't even have a phone. Who let you in anyway, honey?
I don't know her name. The doctor, I guess.
She let you in?
Yes, sort of. She is the boss, isn't she?
You know you're kind of handsome. What's your name?
Now, look, honey, I'm just the telephone man.
Don't be afraid.
Look, sweetheart, you're a good-looking gal and all that, but this ain't my bag. Not in the closet, it ain't. Now, cut it out. I ain't even supposed to be talking to you, or nothing.
Don't be afraid. Don't back away from me. You love me. You do love me. Say it.
All right, already. I love you. Now cut it out.
Oh, you love me. You do love me. Oh, I'm a princess. I'm a princess to men. They can't turn away from me. They grasp me and kiss my flesh. Don't push me away! You said you loved me. You said that you loved me.
No, cut it out.
Love is pure. Love is grace. Love is strength. You love me. You love me. You love me.
Get out of there, bro.
Now look what you've done.
I've got a secret. I've got a secret.
Oh my god,
I ain't
what?
tell nobody but Miss Charlotte.
You're doing fine now, Mrs. Callingham.
There's a lot going
Rest. You've been up and around too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a busy house.
It's a wacky house. Every room has its own thing.
Give me that.
Is this guy's purpose just to jump out? And...
He's like a little imp.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry.
He jumps out and you have to roll for initiative.
You want to put on me what you did?
What are you telling him for what? What?
Oh, I think you just scared him. Oh wow, I can't believe she even got all that hairspray out of her hair. Well, that'll do it.
Get a hold of yourself.
Snap out of it.
You're hysterical.
God, I need a drink.
Jennifer's all right. I don't know what happened.
Damn, her hair looks
What did you do it, Doctor?
crazy.
I thought you said Jennifer was withdrawn.
Withdrawal is an acute reaction to a real condition.
Dr. Masters, perhaps I shouldn't come here at all.
I don't think there's any point in our talking about your leaving, Miss Beale. You forget you were very anxious to take this job. I made special provisions for you to be here.
I realize that, but I
That was before someone tried to kill me.
I'm the doctor and you're the nurse.
What,
and what
you think
I
you're just
do
gonna
decides what
leave?
you will do.
You're not allowed to quit.
I'm all right now.
All right, now you have to jump in her closet with the knife and scare her. That's the only way that we're gonna solve this dilemma. That's real psychiatry. Sounds more like
Many a carcass
Scientology.
they left me carrion. Many a livid one. Many a sallow skin left for the white-tailed eagle to tear it.
Ooh.
Left for the
I hate this guy.
The judge.
to rend it.
My name is Judge.
And gave.
It's like no one will just tell him he's not a judge, let him live in this delusion and fuck everyone else up with
gray
it.
beast.
This shirt that he's wearing right now.
Some nights
That's a pretty cool shirt.
Doctor's gonna help me.
Where
I like
do
it.
we get one? I didn't even know that they had Dan flashes back
Doctor will
then.
help you.
Masters has nothing to give me.
I ain't talking about Deanie.
I doubt that you know what it is you are talking about.
Those curtains too.
I couldn't see him; they were blending in.
Stevens knows Miss Charlotte.
Definitely
And
not.
Miss Charlotte knows Dr.
Not
Stevens.
matching well.
That's right.
Camo.
camo? Are they camo
Yeah,
curtains?
that's why I said they were blending in.
Here just now.
I just thought it was a pattern closer up. I didn't even realize. Wow.
Maybe they're in the army.
You idiot!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Room.
Dr. Stevens tells me about Miss Charlotte. Yeah.
Miss Shouty. I really don't like this guy, dude.
Stevens. With my axe.
His little mustache,
Sam,
wispy
what are you
hair.
doing in here? Now, you haven't finished your chores. I want you to go sweep the
Bald.
kitchen.
Then can I have a popsicle?
Yes, you can have a popsicle.
It reminds me of the. I forgot the guy's name.
Costanza.
Sam's beautiful, isn't he, Judge?
No, the.
No past, no future.
I remember his name now.
For him, Dr. Stevens will always be in the present. Wish we could all think of him that way. Judge. Judge, your floor is dirty. Now, it's your responsibility to keep your room clean. I want you to take care of it now.
Don't look under the bed.
You had a real baby once, didn't you, honey? This is my baby. Geez, I feel sorry for you. You really think that's a real baby?
Baby? Yeah.
Now get off, you moron!
I love how the curtains match the bed. The bed
Yeah, that's what I
cover.
was saying. I wish I had a room like that.
They just didn't have a comforter, a real one, so they just used the curtains that they had.
In my skin. It's soft. I like
Like, who even is this guy?
Wow.
You're
He's
right.
right. Andrew Callahan is a creep.
Yeah. Yeah.
He reminds me of Denny from The Room.
Yeah, I could see that. I just like to watch you guys. If you haven't seen The Room, you need to see it. This is a big fat yikes here for me. Because, I mean, this is just, you know. Should have known that was coming. This guy's just been laughing like a fool the whole dang movie.
He's so crazy, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, that laugh.
Like
That's
a
all, that
hyena.
tells you everything you need to know. Uh-oh.
Here comes Judge.
Here comes Judge. Now that sounds like
It's
a
high
failed
noon.
sitcom.
Here comes
Here
Judge.
comes Judge. One season in 1963.
My name is Oliver W. Cameron, adjudicator of the Court of Special Sessions. Please examine
I hate
the
him.
evidence.
Let's examine the evidence.
Judge,
If it pleases the court.
would you be a man to me?
It does please the court.
My
It
name
pleases
is
the court
Oliver
very much.
W.
I'm asking you.
My name
Judge,
is...
please. Love
He's like a POW that only states his name and rank over and over.
somebody love me.
Don't touch me!
Where is the soldier guy, by the way? We haven't seen him.
Well, he said, "I'll be back," wink, wink, and then just left.
Danny. Jeffy.
He realized that there's no
love
locks,
you.
he could just leave.
It! You trying to be so high and mighty. Get out. Get out!
What is this? Like a sitter? Or like what do you call that? Like bow bow
I
bow.
need you to help me. About something else, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden we're listening like Eastern music.
Yeah.
It's a little Persian flair.
Got me a man. Yeah, I was with him yesterday. Right here. Oh, he's sweet with beautiful limbs. I think maybe he's gone. I think maybe he's looking for me and he can't find me.
Uh-oh. You think she killed him?
The most beautiful man anywhere. And he loves me.
You always did have an eye for such things.
Judge, he wants me. Please, help me find him.
Naturally, I must weigh this new evidence very carefully.
All business, this guy.
Judge, please.
Just been the entire movie.
He's just taking over. Like I heard it like once earlier, and now it's just the whole score.
It's sneaking in. It's snuck its way in. This is the song from the desert level on Super Mario 64, I think. Yeah. They got to the end of their music library and had to just pick something.
Hi, Sarge.
Oh, okay, there he is. I thought he was dead.
He's posted up.
Let me see.
Back off, they're on their way.
Let me see.
Move it.
What if the twist is he's right? Someone is on their way.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Bacteria.
You're crazy.
Get out! Get out!
You want to do something? You want to take care of this, doctor, or you just want to let it play out?
What was that shouting all about? Sergeant, I've told every one of you about this sort of thing, but you refuse to adhere to my discipline. Haven't I told you what time the lights are to be out at night in every room?
Yes, sir, you have.
Yes, sir.
I take it then that you're contesting my discipline, is that it? Answer me. My authority here in this sanitarium is going to remain absolute, unchallenged, and totally unimpeachable. Do you understand?
It's just so dumb.
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit, yeah. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but it just doesn't work. I like it, though.
Hold out your hand. I hate to punish anyone. I loathe it. My domain here is going to never be challenged again. Do you understand?
No, hold this burning piece of
my
paper.
charge, my liability, my suffering for your good.
It's a new form of therapy.
Balance of all that ever again.
It's a little technique we call hot palms.
Oh my god, I can't believe I got him to actually do that.
Good night, Sergeant.
Okay, now it's normal 70s music again.
Yeah. Nope.
God damn it. They're mixing it. It doesn't work. They're playing the sitar over top of the fucking 70s synth.
Yeah, it's a lot.
This is terrible.
See, like, sometimes I think, like, it sounds like there's a harpsichord. Like, that sounds like a harpsichord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an electric harp. Or a probably a clavinet.
I know what you're talking
Good morning, Sam. What could be troubling you this early?
A whole lot of things, Miss Charlotte.
Oh? Such as what?
Uh-oh.
Dr. Stevens. He's worried about things.
Oh, I see.
He's worried about
He
things.
wanted me to talk to you.
You better strap in, lady. Your morning is about to get a lot more interesting.
Where did you
I
get
have this watch, you see.
Who gave you this, Sam?
He said you'd know. You'd understand. He wants to help you, Miss Charlotte.
Who wants to help me? What are you talking about?
The doctor.
John Cena!
Bum, ba-dum, bum.
Thank you very much, Sam. But I think we should talk less foolishly about all this.
I'm the only one who could tell you, Miss Charlotte. Dr. Stevens gonna help you if you take the watch.
Wait. What is this lady's name?
This lady?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure, honestly.
Because I thought he was calling her Miss Shorty, and I still think he is.
I thought he was saying Miss Charlotte.
Yeah, I thought it was Charlotte.
Okay.
Is this the
kind
break?
of day
or
seems
was,
to take
wait a
away
second.
all your
Hold on,
troubles.
I'll tell you.
No, we're good.
It's coming up.
For a while, anyway.
Yeah.
Do you have a family, Daddy?
What do you say, Carrot Top?
I thought you mentioned your
Be a
mother
lot
once.
funnier if I had my prop.
Where did you live when you were young?
Miami Beach.
Oh, yes. Your mother was in business, wasn't she?
Yeah. Massage parlor.
I remember.
What? Guys, this is so weird.
Yeah, this is just awkward.
The shot is so wild, too.
This is odd.
I guess it's time we should go in.
Sure.
I guess she's just gonna go in.
Yep.
These flowers are hilarious.
This Joker origin movie is crazy.
Yeah. And that is gonna take us to our second break. So I think overall, honestly, the second act is a little, I don't know, it's been a little quiet.
Yeah, it's been a little calmer. We haven't had any more bodies.
No, nope. It is only a movie. I thought I'd have to remind myself more during this part, but yeah, no bodies, so I didn't have to remind myself as much as I thought.
Yeah, I thought we might get some more bodies, but they're teasing us a little.
They are teasing us because it definitely felt like they've been setting up like, oh, this person's about to get murdered, and then something always like either defuses the tension or we just cut to something else.
It's still no basement.
Still no basement. No, we haven't gotten a look in that basement yet. And
guys, we're not supposed to look there.
Yeah, we don't get to. They say don't.
Yeah, they do say don't. Maybe that's the rule. Don't.
It's the don't.
And you won't.
And you won't. You won't even see it.
That should have been part of the whole tagline.
Yeah, that's the title. The one thing you won't see in this movie.
No basement.
No basement.
It's so horrible. We're not even going to show you what's inside.
This is Texas, and we hate basements.
Well, that sounds very Texas, doesn't it? No, it's you know, I can kind of see how, as far as it's, you know, why you wouldn't say this is a straight up slasher, because it's not like the murders have and all that have been sustained throughout. Yeah. We got one or two at the beginning, and then we just kind of been getting a lot of, you know,
we've been building some tension.
Oh yeah, definitely tension. Still
waiting on that that big one flew over moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the very end, you know, hopefully this isn't like a Poverty Row movie, and in the last like minute they just tie
and
up
that
all
fixes that, and now we're good.
And now it's done. It's like, hold on, wait a second. I've got whiplash or something, because we just went all over the place with that ending.
I'm curious. Are we gonna see the telephone man again, or is the last that we saw him was just him getting shut in that closet?
I hope that she like killed him or something. Maybe he's in the basement. That'd be nice.
Maybe.
Maybe
I I kind of feel bad because this chick just can't get laid.
Yeah, what is I mean?
She's trying her best.
It's just you know, a nymphomaniac, and then nowadays it's so you go to Sex Addicts Anonymous and you do all the things, but back in those days they call you crazy and they stick you in an asylum. No, it seems like her problems are probably a lot more complicated than that. But we won't get into the messiness that is the way they used to diagnose psychiatric problems back in the 70s, because that's a horror story in and of itself. But yeah,
You've got a problem. Guess I'll cut out part of your brain.
It's just stick that ice pick right up in there and sever that little
Just scramble your eggs a little bit.
Just a little scramble.
So she doesn't have seizures anymore, but she doesn't do anything else either. So we fixed it.
She's all better. I mean,
look, you can't argue. We fixed her seizure problem.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
She's been cured of the problem you brought her in for.
You're
Whatever
welcome.
problem she's walking out with, that's up to you. That's for you to deal with. Not our problem. We did our job.
I'll send you my bill.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's, definitely the way they used to deal with all that in the 70s is they were still, I think, on the tail end of, there were probably still some people performing lobotomies even in the early 70s. It's pretty terrifying. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if the bodies pile up at the end. But again, I wouldn't say go watch Last House on the Left, but I will tell you that with Last House on the Left, it's more consistent murder and violence and blood and all these things that I can see why. And it's not a good movie. Like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a good movie. Last House on the Left is not a good movie, but it's intense, it's visceral, it's in your face. And the guys that made that, Wes Craven, who would go on to do Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street, and he went on to have a big career. The other guy, the guy that produced Last House on the Left, Sean Cunningham, he did some other non-horror things after Last House on the Left. He did a Bad News Bears mockbuster called Here Come the Tigers, which was awful. But then he Halloween came out in 1978, and Sean Cunningham was like, "Ooh, I need to do a ripoff of Halloween." So, he hit up the guys that had financed Last House on the Left, the guys from Hallmark Releasing Corporation. But at some point in this time, they had ridden out the wave of keep reminding yourself it's only a movie. That had run its course. It was 1980, 1979, 1980. And they ended up changing their name to Georgetown Productions. And so Sean Cunningham was like, all right, I got a great idea for a Halloween ripoff. It's called Friday the 13th. And so the same guys that financed Last House on the Left said, okay, well, we like the sound of that. We'll finance Friday the 13th. And they did. And it was obviously a huge hit because it was the first time that a studio picked up an independent horror movie. Paramount picked up Friday the 13th, and it was a huge hit. Like, Halloween was totally independent, and it was distributed by like a smaller distribution company. So Friday the 13th was the first time that a slasher movie got picked up by a big studio, and that's when everybody started doing slasher movies, and that's when the craze really kicked off. Was, Friday the 13th was kind of the pinnacle. But it started with Halloween and then Friday the 13th. So those are the two trailers that we're going to see during the break. We'll see Halloween, and then we'll see Friday the 13th. Oh, was that? Did we just pick up a police scanner or something, or? Yeah, was that a code? What was that, code 183, or what is that? What is that? Yeah. 20. Ooh, okay. Did you know that they have auto-tune on police scanners? I didn't. If they did, it'd be a lot more entertaining, right? God, it's so good. You could make a song out of that, Fresh, already. It doesn't even have to, the words don't even have to be comprehensible. It's just, yeah, just that.
Well, I mean, luckily they are comprehensible, but you're saying they don't have to be, right?
No, it doesn't. I couldn't understand what that was saying necessarily, but I liked the sound.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was pretty clear.
Well, I like the tune. I can tell you that. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna get those 2 trailers. And yeah, I mean, no gimmicks with these movies. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. I mean, unfortunately, that would have been nice, but nope. You'll get to see some of the murders though, so that's fun. At least they don't mind giving away a little bit of the, the magic. Anything before we go to the break, boys? Then I got nothing. Yeah. I love that. Sounds like we're about to get into some kind of elaborate vocal track. I'm like ready for it. All right, well then we're gonna get these 2 trailers, and then we come back. The exciting conclusion of Don't Look in the Basement. So stick around. We'll be right back. So we're talking about this discourse with Friday the 13th. Jason, like, how does this work? And it basically doesn't. Jason, they do not explain how Jason, who is supposed to have died in this lake at the end of the first movie, pops out as a little boy, and then the second movie, which only takes place like a year later, he is now a fully grown man who he didn't really die, apparently.
He's just been holding his breath down there.
He's been holding his breath down there, and now since his mother's been, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Friday the 13th, since his mother's been killed at the end of the first one, then in the second one, he's taking his revenge for his mother being killed.
It's actually, so I think the official canon is that it's 3 Jasons stacked together in a trench coat for a few movies until he grows up.
Right. Yeah. I think that at least the first 2 sequels, you could probably say that it is just 3 little Jasons stacked on top of each other. I could see that.
Yeah, they all grow up. They go their separate ways. One of them goes to space. Becomes an astronaut.
Yep, that did happen. One of them fights a Carrie-like little girl with telekinesis, and yeah, I mean, one of them goes to Manhattan, and drinks a Manhattan, and that's I don't know if he does. I haven't seen that. No, apparently the gripe with that one is that like. Over half the movie takes place on like a boat, like a cruise ship, and then it's the last little bit actually takes place in Manhattan, and so people are kind of pissed off. And then of course they didn't actually film in New York; they filmed in like somewhere in Canada, and then pass it off as New York. But that's a whole other thing. I mean, and basically, like, the whole reason there hasn't been a new Friday the 13th is because there's been rights issues, because the writer who wrote Jason as a little boy and the stuff with his mother, like, that's all considered separate from Jason, the grown man, invincible serial killer.
The rest of the series.
Yeah, like, those like, rights have basically been separated out, and so... basically up until just the last couple months, no new material could be produced because the two sides couldn't come together. Like, they could have each done a thing on their own, but like, if they do Grown Man Jason, they can't use any of the backstory of him as a little boy and his mother and all these things. But
he was never a little boy.
Right, that's basically how they have to portray him, is that he's just always been this like invincible, unstoppable killer, and it can't really go into the other stuff. And like, they also can't use the titles Friday the 13th for those, like, which is why
use Thursday the 13th.
Right. Yes, that's
Thursday the 12th.
Right. It's the next best thing. It's just almost as scary. Not quite, but almost. Yeah, I mean, the Friday the 13th movies are ridiculous. If you haven't seen any of them, I recommend part 6, because it's kind of just, it's like they almost did it as a tribute to kind of old-fashioned horror movies, so you don't really even need to see any of the other ones. Hey, Sweet Feet's in the house. Happy birthday, Sweet Feet. Sweet Feet's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Sweet Feet, you motherfucker.
Yes. You know, Fresh has got his auto-tune queued up. He you know, you missed earlier. He was ready to give you a rousing rendition of Happy Birthday, but you know, he's
I say happy birthday in this bitch when I'm flexing.
Well, that's a good one. Yeah, see, that doesn't take the vocal warm-ups. He warmed up vocally earlier, but you don't even need to now. That's
birthday in it big when I'm flexing.
Yeah, that's
happy
easy.
birthday in it big when I'm texting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do know what you're saying. We do. Oh God, yeah. Well, we're about to get back into Don't Look in the Basement. Hopefully, we're gonna find out what's in the basement. I mean, I think that's what we've been waiting for. I
can't wait for this chick to get laid. I'm rooting for her.
Is that how her arc? Is that how it's finally going to be completed? Is she's finally going to get laid? I mean, I think she killed that telephone repairman.
You think she sexed him to death?
She sexed him to death. She did. Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, I could easily see that. I could also see the judge going ham.
Do you guys think the phone is working now? That's my question.
Wow.
Or do you think she killed him before he was able to fix the phone line?
Yeah, I think he was disposed of before he got the chance to fix anything. I mean, if they had a phone in operating order, I'd like to think that they'd be able to kind of get to the bottom of some of the ridiculous happenings, but it doesn't seem like it. I think we'll find out what's in the basement, and it's going to be shocking. So, I mean, any other, like, what do we expect? Any other surprises that we foresee? Any unexpected twists, maybe?
I genuinely think whatever the army guy is waiting for is gonna happen.
That would be a good payoff.
It would be, yeah. Just a plane comes that just blows up the house.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's how they end it.
He's like last bits of life. I tried to tell everybody. Dies.
He says, "Tell the colonel."
Yeah. Tell him I said I was right, bitches. He was right. I hope that happens. I hope that would be a great payoff. So we'll see. Then I think without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of Don't Look in the Basement right now.
Don't look in the basement, bitch, you ready to say shit,
Whoa.
Why did they not take away the axe?
Yeah, you would think at this point that the axe would be...
Yeah, after the murder and the other attempted murder.
Okay, I'm confused. First the guy was over with an axe, and now... Wait, are they both there?
He needs watching.
I think she's dreaming.
I'm sure you know.
This makes no sense.
There will be other times for other things. Unlike your friend Danny, I choose only perfect moments.
Who's tapping on them pipes?
Perfect moments.
Ding 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 ding
to work
ding
out
ding ding.
Perfect destinies
Where's
for
the
so
door?
many lives.
Somebody let them in.
Who is it?
I believe there will be a more perfect time.
What is more perfect?
More perfect, more
Like
better.
a more perfect union.
Yeah, more. That's right.
But perfect is absolute. How can something be more perfect?
Oh, okay. Okay,
Sure they're
Play-Doh.
Very sure.
The thing that exists in your mind is the more perfect. It is the essence of perfection.
Jennifer's. You have checked Cameron's and Jaffe's.
Hang on, guys. Pause the movie. I want to talk about this for a little while.
That's why this nation is fucked. Because we couldn't be any more perfect than they already thought we were. It was just downhill from the signing of the Declaration of Independence. More perfect union, my ass.
Well, you know what the opposite of pro is? Con.
I'm sorry, if the judge said that, is that a legal definition? More perfect? Is that why it's used in the Declaration of Independence? And you know, if that's a law term, I'd be so
it's
pissed.
just legalese for better.
More perfect.
More perfect.
We're already good, but we could actually be more good. So let's be more good.
Guys, this is perfect. So can we do it better?
Where were that?
Yes, sweet feet. My ass.
His asshole is actually what he said. My fucking sphincter.
Gotta be precise. Wait, what'd you find?
What'd you find?
Oh, vials of medicine they're not supposed to have. They stole them out of the medicine cabinet.
Popping pills.
Well, it's liquid. They're like injecting stuff.
They've been cheeking their vials of liquid.
Injecting it between their toes. So nobody knows. Oh, little piece of my brain fell out. Just put that right back up in there.
That is a very small fridge, or he's really tall. I can't tell. Oh, what
it's
the
a
fuck?
small fridge.
What the
We got
fuck?
secret passages in this house?
Is it a painting? Are they looking through the eyes of a painting?
If every movie in this show just turned into Clue. Are we finally looking in the basement?
Nah, he's looking in the cable closet, I believe. Maybe.
That ceiling.
I'm just feeling out the vibe or like whatever.
The aura is kind of off in here.
My chakras are fucked up, girl.
You know, Mercury's in retrograde.
Oh, there's a fucking needle in there too. Holy shit, these guys are fucking getting turned up.
Did the doctor just left the needle in the drawer?
They get one last hit. I'm giving them that. Whatever's in the needle, you can have it. Otherwise, I'm yanking away your injection privileges.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they really don't have any scruples against letting these people have sharp objects.
Nope, no, not much discretion. What's your personal items are yours. We don't care. We're not gonna ask any questions.
Yeah, if this was a well-managed psych ward, the movie would just not happen.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, is there some kind of like accrediting process? Have these people been vetted in any way?
Yeah, well, let's just say the vetting process in Texas is probably not very rigorous for psych wards. Who's tapping on them damn pipes?
They went to the city and they're like, we would like to open a sanitarium, and they're like, why are you telling us?
Okay, great. Are you bragging or?
Yeah, go for it.
Wait, what'd she do? I killed her?
I hate that.
Would it just go like right in her brain?
She's fragile, okay?
I can't find her. I can't find her anywhere. I gotta find her.
What is it? What do you want with her?
I gotta show her.
Who?
Down where I got the popsicle.
What is it? What's down there?
Come on, I'll show you.
Why can't you just tell me?
Now I'm busy.
Why do you have to show me?
Oh God.
I don't get it.
I don't know, but I'm terrified.
Sam, what is it?
Come on.
Are you just putting me on?
Oh shit.
Maybe she didn't do it?
No.
Maybe?
Yeah, maybe she didn't do it.
Maybe she just fucked him and then he fixed the phone and then someone else killed him.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Allison, calm down. Calm down and tell me what's wrong, Allison? Calm down and tell me what's wrong.
She go to another room?
Yeah, she went to her room to cry hysterically about it.
He told me that he loved me, and she killed him because he loved me.
Maybe she really didn't kill him, dude.
Masters killed him because he loved me, Charlotte. She's a murdering, crucified man, insane maniac. She's insane, Charlotte. Dr. Masters? She's no doctor. She's just like the rest of us here, and she killed him. You didn't know that, did you? She's a
Well,
patient of
you know.
She's a schizophrenic, just like me.
What?
I hadn't thought about that, but as crazy as these characters are, it's not really that much of a surprise.
No, I feel like that actually explains a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, what did she say?
The doctor isn't actually a doctor, she's just another patient.
Oh, great, it's just Shutter Island.
Yeah.
She killed my man, Masters did it. How do you know? She's a patient like me, Dr. Stevens' patient. She pretended to be a doctor. He let her play, and she was pretending when you came, and you believed her, Charlotte.
That's not true, Allison.
Oh, yes, it is true. Why do you think she wouldn't let you leave? Why do you think she wouldn't let anybody in? Anybody who threatens to expose her, Charlotte, she'll come.
Okay, actually, that's what the plot of the Edgar Allan Poe story is. Like, that's the method, is to let the insane person pretend like they're a doctor. And so you think that that person's a doctor, and it turns out they were crazy the whole time. Because the method is to let them play doctor to get out of it. Which is Shutter Island. I think Shutter Island is an adaptation of that story as well. It's been done many times.
It's fucking bullshit.
So this is just Shutter Island. Not an island though, unfortunately.
Oh, Mrs. Callingham, why do you creep around like that? Mrs. Callingham, who did this to you?
That old lady is turned.
Yeah, she really is.
It was Masters?
She's turned up.
It's true.
She could have
she's a
told
patient.
them anytime
Patient of Dr.
the
Stevens?
truth.
Oh, my God. No. Judge. Is it true? Is it true about Masters?
Then you know too.
I've got to hear it from all of you.
You know already. It's too late. We know about you.
About me?
You're a patient. We're all patients. Fuck it. The end.
We've been informed about you. The verdict is unanimous.
Shut the fuck up.
Again with the legal mumbo jumbo.
The nut house is just running itself. I love it.
Yeah, that is your ideal version of a nut house. Actually, that was another catchphrase for this movie. The day the insane took over the asylum. I guess that makes sense.
Oh, God. You kill her too. Just like you.
Oh my God.
And you really loved me. Geraldine.
God dang it,
You
Geraldine.
loved me.
You're upset, Allison. I think you better go to your room. I'll get you something to help you sleep.
Uh-oh, I wouldn't take it.
No. I'm not going anywhere. You're not gonna touch me.
So it's so stilted, the delivery.
We know all about that sleep. Your little doctor bit's over. Yeah.
Why is it so stilted?
Right. I told Miss Beale.
It's just how they talk in
She
Texas.
knows.
You gotta think long and hard about what they're about to say.
Yeah.
What does she know?
Does she know how I worked? How I trained?
Train?
To be the best?
Work hard, train harder.
Except for one insignificant lie. My mistake.
Yeah, I guess all that hairspray really went to her brain, huh?
I could have saved thousands.
Her brain is solid now.
And I will. I'll help everyone.
That's why she's set in her crazy ways, huh?
I'll help you, Allison. Hold out your arm.
And you told me she was a patient too.
Fucking run, bitch!
Don't you touch me with that. No!
Oh wait, she got the doctor?
You shouldn't have done that.
What'd she do?
Yeah.
I can't sleep now.
Oh no.
I have to take care of my patients. Operator.
No, he didn't fix the phone.
Don't you work?
Get around to it.
All this blood on my hands.
You've got blood on your hands. I know, that's why I'm trying to wash it off.
It's no use.
Wait, did she stab the
I can't
doctor?
find a way out.
Or I see now I'm calling her a doctor.
Everything's
No,
all
I'm
right
crazy.
now.
Doctor.
Don't worry.
Oh my God. She stuck her
It's all
with
right.
the
I told you.
What kind of fucking needle was
Don't
it?
worry about her anymore.
Worst phlebotomist ever.
Don't worry about it. I've taken care of everything.
Don't worry about the basement.
Tell me. Doesn't really matter anymore, you know. I'm going away. You're going away? What are you talking about? He's taking me away. He still loves me.
You're the dead guy?
He told me so.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, is it the dead guys? Wait, I don't know whose blood it is.
Whose blood is it
Because
anyway?
all she had was a needle. She couldn't have stabbed. I keep
The doctor.
Call her the doctor. She's not certified though, so I don't think I should be calling her that.
I hate this guy.
Yeah,
I hate him more than the fucking judge.
he's terrible. It's like a little goblin. Why doesn't she just leave?
Yeah, we haven't gotten the sitar in a minute. I feel like we're on harpsichord time right now. Yeah, she could just run out, Evan. You're right.
She interrupt us on our wedding night.
That's creepy. Rigor mortis is setting in. He's stiff now.
Run!
Take the old woman's advice. Get out.
I think maybe she is a patient, and she's just too crazy to run.
That must be.
Like she doesn't know that she can just leave.
Is there anybody in this room?
Yep.
Oh shit.
I am in this room.
Yeah, there was someone.
Damn.
Yeah, brutal.
She got fucked. Oh no, the doctor was standing in the corner.
What was she doing?
I think she was just hiding there.
Sergeant.
Maybe.
Thank God that you got Sergeant Javich.
2,300 hours. It'll be coming.
This guy.
My orders.
They're an addict
No, but there's a basement.
or an outside door. We've got to get out of here.
Yeah, we're
They'll be
definitely
coming soon.
going to the basement.
Go to your post.
Wait, is there an outside door? Yes, the one that you came in. What is she talking about?
Now, what is she talking about?
She is crazy. Is there a door in this place that goes outside?
No, if you're in a room, you just gotta be in that room because there's no doors. Maybe she is crazy.
I mean, she is just kind of milling around. Yeah, you know it's bad when the guy with the lobotomy is like the safest person to be with during.
I've been looking all over for you.
Dr. Stevens.
Everybody's dead, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? I've been looking for you."
Unlimited popsicles.
More for me.
2 words. 5 words. Unlimited popsicles.
Dr. Stevens.
Yeah, sure did. Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Dr. Stevens is alive? Oh. How could you know that?
She must be crazy. Of course he's not alive. Ugh. God, this house is so full of wackos. It's driving me crazy.
Patient. Miss Beale.
She's got to get out of here.
Oh no.
Yep, she called her a patient.
Oh no. No, she's sick. I've got to help her. I've got to find her.
I mean, this bitch is obviously crazy, so maybe we can't take her word for it, but...
The trial has been held. The verdict is guilty.
Who are you to make a decision? I'm in charge. I'm the doctor here.
The court has made a decision. You are no longer in charge.
This guy feels like a Poe character.
I am in charge. I will allow
Feels like what?
privileges
A Poe
and liberties. Even after what you did to Dr. Stevens, I'll let you keep your little toy.
I mean, the madness is just front and center.
I'll take it away. I'll lock you in your
Because
room.
she's
Where
fucking
is she?
My name is
so
Oliver
wacko.
W. Cameron.
Oh yeah.
Name?
Well, it's just funny the way the whole movie, like, I feel like I can see little things. If I went back,
Yeah, it makes more sense.
like, they probably have a lot of things that show how crazy she actually was acting the whole time.
She's going into the basement now.
Finally.
We told you not to look.
Nobody look.
Nobody look.
Don't look.
Oh, the boat.
Oh.
Sam?
Oh.
God.
Sam?
What?
Dude, they gotta stop cutting, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out what's going on down here right now. Who is that? Oh,
cut.
Who's
and
that on
now
the
here
ground?
comes the sitar.
Yeah.
You see a saint? You're the incurable. Supreme authority! Only faithful live here. Only you honors me. Faith before a saint!
Dee, is she bad?
She's sick. She's still. Take her upstairs. Sam, no, Sam. Sam, no. We'll correct conscience.
But who is the dead person in the basement right now?
Yeah.
She goes to the basement for 2 minutes for the whole fucking movie. What a
Don't tell
ripoff.
me that that's all, because I want to know who that is down there. I don't think I have a clear idea of who that was.
Yeah, does it even matter? Like, it's just...
The thing is, there's still so
Yeah, it
many
seems
people
like it
Yeah,
left.
there's so many bodies already.
No, but there's like still a lot of. There's the curly-headed dude. There's see now I'm forgetting the soldier guy. Obviously we have Sam, Judge, Dr. Matt. I mean, there's about a lot of people.
Please, Sam, try to understand this. Sam, you gotta help me, Sam.
Tina's coming back.
Sam, Tina is insane. She's very sick, Sam. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill you. Sam, Tina doesn't love you anymore. She's gonna kill you.
You took my boat. You killed Dr. Stevens. You're bad.
No, Sam, no. No, Sam, no.
Is it Dr. Stevens? He wouldn't still be alive down there after all this time.
Maybe they just drug his body down there.
Well, I mean, that would make sense.
Sam, she's so
This whole building must smell terrible.
so sick.
There's so many dead bodies just around.
And not a sane person in sight to actually clean it up. Anything up.
The unsanitarium.
Return her to innocence.
Uh-oh. Shit.
He changed his mind.
I guess so.
Okay, here comes Jack
Oh,
Nicholson.
great.
Oh, great.
Uh-oh.
I'm back to finish the job.
All right, I like it.
God, the gang's all here.
What are you doing? I'm in charge here. I'm in charge.
Another Suicide Squad reboot.
Oh my God.
What a score.
Just going nuts on the drums.
Sam, there's no way out. She's locked all the doors. I can't find the keys.
Break the window, lady.
The windows are barred.
Oh, they're
barred.
bars.
Okay.
They just didn't have the budget to actually put bars on the windows, so we haven't seen any bars, but she's telling us there's bars, so there's bars.
Sam, come on! Come on, Sam, we're free! Sam, come on! Sam!
I think he means the windows sing music.
Spit bars.
Windows are barred.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. I don't understand what's going through Sam's mind right now. I don't get it.
Oh shit. Classic 70s. Now we've got this sad, like, doo-doo-doo. The
People
rain,
dying in the background.
Yeah, as people are being brutally hacked to death.
All right, well, I
Wow.
mean, she made it out, right? So she's good. Sam's good.
We couldn't have gotten 2 more minutes of choppy editing of everybody being murdered.
Dude, are they just in there loose? He didn't open it. He just picked that up out of the freezer.
It was the
That
first
just-
thing he did when he came back in the house. He's like, all right, I'm going to set this aside. And then he kills everybody. And then it was cold enough for him to be able to just go to town on it. Aww. Damn.
Sheesh.
Sad. Aww.
Oh, poor Sam.
Damn. Sad, sad Sam.
Everyone's They're getting credited
Yes, that's terrific. So classy. Dang. Wait, did the little old lady, did she get murdered, or is she still puttered?
I guess she's still just walking around.
And never come back.
Powered by Movie Lab.
Movie Lab. That was Don't Look in the Basement.
We're like, don't bother looking in the basement.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
even.
there's nothing down there.
Just one dead guy, nothing to really concern yourself about. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it ended with a bang, right? Like,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was quite an ending.
yeah, they definitely saving up all the blood budget and all the, you know, the bit for a big finish. That was what it was all about. And, you know, I mean, they could have spread some things out, but it was, you know, an explosive ending.
We got our 70s final girl.
We did, yeah. Honestly, I didn't even think of that's a very good point, Evan. Yeah, I guess we do have a final girl in here. We don't know if she's crazy or not.
Yeah, I do like the ambiguity of that, and you know, I one of the things, like the kind of maybe foreshadowing things that I didn't really think about is, you know, her room being right there with all the other patients. It's just like another patient's room.
Very good point. Very true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that at all. Yeah, because especially when you don't know that it's a crazy lady who's introducing us, and it's like, oh, this is just how we do things here. The staff is intermingling with, you know, it's like,
of course these are the rules.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is your office, and it's just like a bed and a dresser.
Although, to be honest, it seems like the doctor that started all this, that got killed in the beginning, was crazy in and of himself.
Is this all just his fault?
It is. If your method is to let your patients just run wild, I don't think you're gonna live very long.
Your plan of treatment is to give a mentally ill man an axe.
Yeah, no, it is his fault, Sweetview, because that was the first thing it is he hands a mentally ill guy an axe, and he gets hacked to death. And then he's already set up everybody else to just keep this scheme running as long as possible, so that it's just like spiders or flies to a spider's web, you know? I mean, this poor telephone repair guy, he didn't know what he was flying into.
Maybe he was also crazy.
Maybe he was just always there the whole time. And
I mean, just his persona. He's just the telephone guy.
I will say though, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like it wasn't a perfectly executed twist, but the whole Shutter Island idea that, this is how it's really been a crazy person this whole time, and this has just been their way of working through their craziness. Like, again, that's what the Edgar Allan Poe story is, but it's just,
Yeah. I will say I didn't expect it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know who, like, I thought it was going to be the nurse, like, the whole time. Like, I didn't initially suspect the doctor until, like, I think about when she burned that thing on that guy's hand. That's when I was like,
yeah, true.
Okay, this is a little,
raises some red flags.
This is a little much. Something's up with her. And I just figured that the nurse or whatever, our final girl, whatever, I couldn't get I could get very few people's names in this movie as far as characters. Like Sam, I mean, obviously only black guy in the movie. Like, of course I'm going to remember Sam's name because everybody else is white as hell. And I mean, that's Texas in the 70s.
It is funny that the 70s movie from Texas, the black guy lives. He doesn't die first.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yes, actually, that is a very good point. Because I was going to bring up Night of the Living Dead, but of course, the black guy in that movie, spoiler alert, he doesn't make it. But yeah, he did. Yeah, Sam lived here, and we were not expecting that, or I wasn't expecting that.
How subversive!
Right. Yeah. It is like kind of a Caligari thing, and it is like, it is a. I think they were trying to be subversive because it is, again, post Night of the Living Dead, post Last House on the Left. You're trying to do something kind of different. I mean, again, if they would have had a more of a budget and not film it on location, it would have been nice to end with a fire or something. But you gotta have a big budget for that,
right?
That's not
burn the dorm down.
Yeah, they couldn't do that, and they didn't do that because the dorm's still standing. The director's son actually directed a remake of this in 2015, and they filmed at the same locations. They filmed at the dorm, and I mean,
how much do you know about the remake? Like,
I haven't seen. I was coming.
I wonder if it's as ambiguous as this one is.
I saw like some reviews and some things that were like, "Oh, it was actually really good," and it touches on things from the first movie, and like, so I don't know. I don't know how much it plays with kind of what was established here, but I read an interview with the director's son, and apparently like other people had tried to do sequels because this is public domain, and the director's son said it's public domain, so anybody that wants to come after me for when this is inevitably on YouTube and I get copyright claims, which Phantom Carriage, I uploaded that. It's banned in every country, like blocked in every country except the United States and Canada. Mainland, like Puerto Rico, it's blocked. Like other, but mainland, it's public domain.
It's too scary for the rest of the world.
Yeah, they just can't handle
special effects.
Yeah, that's too cutting edge. They just can't handle it. But I just thought that was weird that like, and their copyright claim is legitimate everywhere else, but somehow it's public domain in the United States. So this shouldn't get any claims. Because the director's son, I'm going to take his word for it, especially since he filmed a sequel. I would imagine he understands what the rights situation is here. It's always hard with these movies, trying to like, especially a newer movie, right? Like newer from the 70s. I want to do my due diligence to make sure this is actually public domain, because it seems weird that a movie from the 70s would end up in the public domain. But it is, in fact, public domain. Like, it's hard to find confirming like
we've got
sources.
The blessing of the director's son.
No, not quite the blessing. I don't know that they necessarily, again, this
endorsement.
This is transformed. Yeah, we are spreading the word. So, maybe he would appreciate that. Go watch the sequel. I don't know if it's any good, but hey, go watch it. I'll probably check it out.
The tough thing about public domain is that like you just have to look for whether it's registered with a copyright or not. Like there's no registry where people register public domain shit, so you have to just hope that you didn't find it because it's not registered.
Right. Yeah, I mean it is you can kind of like take the internet's word for it, or you can do your due diligence, and it's definitely like trying to go and search through copyright records, like the online database, like I have done that for certain movies. And, I mean, some stuff that the internet thinks is public domain is not public domain, but this definitely public domain. And yeah, I mean, I think, pretty enjoyable. I think I probably will check out the sequel, if not just to see,
Yeah, I'd like to see how it compares to this one.
How it compares, if they continue any storylines, or I mean, it was interesting enough that I'd like to. If there's another one, I'd like to know what happened. I don't know, all these movies that came out in the early 70s that, again, where the film is really bad, they have this grindhousey kind of, I wish more of them were public domain. It's, like even the obscure, like there's an obscure one that I got like a DVD of called Warlock Moon. There's no warlock and there's no moon, but it came out like the same year, like 1973.
Was it known under any other titles?
Yeah, I think it actually was. I think they had filmed it under another title. I can't remember what it was.
Called Don't Look at the Moon.
Yeah, well, no moon. You're not seeing it, so they won't. Yeah. But no, I mean, it was like, it's that same thing where it's all like grainy and all scratchy, and like there's just some creepy tension about the location, and like definitely a creepier vibe than tonight. Like tonight's movie, I wouldn't say there was just so much happening, right? Like so much craziness that it's like, I wouldn't say that this was about creating a subtle vibe as much as it was just this crazy thing is happening, that crazy thing is happening.
Well, I mean, even just looking at the camera angles, you could say that this is really in your face.
Yeah, I mean, it was very like...
It was in their face.
Very straight on. Yeah. It was in their face, without a doubt. It could not be easy to act that way with the camera that close to you. As right, both of you know.
I'm ready for my close-up. And
the lens is like touching their nose, and they're like, okay, go.
Yeah, I believe that was a blooper that we had in one of our things from back in the day. Like, I've got the camera right up in somebody's face, and then I'm saying, don't look at the camera. And they're like, well, it's kind of hard when the camera's literally right here. That's what you got to learn if you're going to get into this business. And yeah, I mean, again, for a little regional film from Texas, this actually did really big business at the box office. And again, it tied it over Hallmark to be able to have the money later to invest in Friday the 13th. So you don't get Friday the 13th without this and Last House on the Left and all these other Grindhouse 70s movies that just recycled advertising campaigns and, I mean, made a shit ton of money. You could release, I don't think I said all the titles for this movie tonight. The other ones were Death Ward 13 and The Snake Pit, on top of The Forgotten, Beyond Trouble, and Don't Look in the Basement. So that's 5 titles.
Death Ward 13.
Death Ward 13.
I could maybe see the other ones.
Yeah, I don't know how they get Death Ward 13. But again, you could put any title.
Will it make sense if I haven't seen Death Ward 1 through 12?
Right. So very true. There's no continuity here. I don't get it.
I don't get what's going on. Where did Sam come from?
But this was a common practice back then to release a movie under 4 titles, and maybe you've cut it a little differently each time. Maybe you've done some different things. But for the most part, it's just changing the title. And again, like that, even if the title isn't even actually related to what the movie is. There's a guy named Al Adamson who used to do a lot of they'd put like Dracula in the title. There's no Dracula. It's that kind of thing of just you keep trying out titles till one actually the data is like proving that is the title you need to stick with.
It's the same strategy that if anyone knows the rapper Viper, that he uses to release his music.
What, does he just change titles?
You like very slightly remix it and then release. You say it's a different song under a different title.
No, this is in all media. That is
so
kind of a thing.
Release like thousands of albums or whatever, crazy.
I love it. It's slightly different.
Slight changes. It's kind of crazy how much that's across music and movies. That is a common practice, but it really is, and it worked. Especially in the 70s, where
I don't know if it's really working for Viper, but
yeah. Well, no, I mean nowadays with the internet, with YouTube, people will change a video's title, multiple times until there's a title that that's essentially all it is. Yeah, you change the title. Again, it's like changing the poster. You have a poster that says The Forgotten, and it's got a bunch of weird shit happening on it. I don't know. But you see a poster that says Don't Look in the Basement, and then on the poster it says keep repeating, it's only a movie. It's well, that's more sensational. That's
kind of a reverse psychology. So maybe now I want to look in the basement.
Right. It is definitely, that's the whole point of all these Don't movies.
The title of this is Don't Watch This Movie. Well, maybe I will.
Yeah, that's the whole point of putting Don't in the title, because it challenges people to be defiant and go see your movie.
Well, I wasn't gonna, but now I am, because you told me not to.
Right. Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
I do think there is some reverse psychology there, really.
There's something there.
There really is. And again,
it's only a movie. Well, what if it's not just a movie?
Well, I've got to just go and find out if it is or not. And no, but the fact that even today that you're still seeing this on the internet, on YouTube, on, streaming platforms, again, the fact that some of these movies are on Tubi under different titles or with different posters, that's just kind of that's kind of where it led to, is that,
So, question, does this movie having a bunch of different titles, does that affect its, copyright status? As far as public domain and all that goes?
That's a good question. I think that for this particular movie, it doesn't. I think that there have been movies in the past where it's released under one title, but the copyright is under another title, and there's some kind of paperwork snafu and somehow something doesn't. Because like Night of the Living Dead, it was, they had copyrighted under the title like Night of the Flesh Eaters, but then the distributor changed the name to Night of the Living Dead and didn't put a copyright symbol on the movie, and so that's how it wound up in the public domain.
So is Night of the Flesh Eaters still copyrighted?
Actually, that's a good question. Maybe they did. Maybe they just left it up to the distributor, and then just because I just know that the big thing for them was that when the title got changed, they left the copyright symbol off the title card, and so that was what screwed them. Like it could be that small, right?
Yeah.
You just don't include the symbol, and it doesn't count. But I mean, for this movie, I think that I would imagine if they did file at all, they probably filed under the title The Forgotten, and then when Hallmark changed the name to Don't Look in the Basement, I doubt that they filed any kind of copyright. But I couldn't find any exact information on how this ended up in the public domain, just confirmation that it was in the public domain, which that was enough for me. Just give me some assurance that it is public domain, and that's all I need. But yeah, so that was Don't Look in the Basement, and a little bit of blood, a little bit of gore, and you can kind of see where horror movies are headed at this time. It's all the slashers. You can see what's coming. And you got to think, just even 10 years before this, things were still like they were breaking out of the code. And for the most part, people like you still had the old school guys running around. You still had Karloff doing and Vincent Price doing Roger Corman things. You still had Lon Chaney Jr. doing really shitty independent things. And that, speaking of, is going to take us to next week's movie. Lon Chaney Jr. film from 1961, I believe, called Indestructible Man, which it's a little sci-fi, a little noir, a little police procedural. It's trying to do all these things, but it's kind of like Lon Chaney Jr. Honestly, I don't think he has a lot of lines in it. He's like, he's just kind of playing a monster-ish, but it's, it's cheesy. It's kind of a remake of one of his earlier movies where he's basically electrified, and he has these
that make him indestructible.
That's what makes him indestructible, but instead of like a superhero using his powers for good, he uses it to get revenge on his enemies. And so, that's very on brand for these plots for these horror guys. So, but that'll be fun. Gotta get a Lon Chaney Jr. movie in at least once a season if we can. He's junior or senior, either is,
We'll take either.
We're
not particular.
One is certainly better than the other, but yeah, we'll take either. It's not a competition. Lon Chaney Jr. wouldn't have wanted it to be a competition. He would not have won. But yeah, so you can join us next Friday at 9 for that. As always, we're gonna have our minisodes, chapter 9 of Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe.
Pretty deep into the Flash Gordon universe.
Pretty deep. The home stretch. We're definitely rounding out the last few bases on that, and so we'll see how he finally conquers the universe. I'm not sure. Yeah, back like he never left. Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun, I mean, hopefully Flash will kick Ming's ass and, conquer that universe.
Yeah, I am curious what the confrontation between Flash and Ming is even going to look like.
Yeah,
Ming doesn't really seem like that much of a fighter.
Well, no, he's not, because there really hasn't been any kind of confrontation between the two.
He hasn't really done much of anything physical. He just kind of orders other people. But I guess when you're Space Emperor,
when you're the Merciless, yeah, that's
right.
You can do that. You can get away with that.
You're the Merciless.
The Merciless. He is the Merciless. Yeah, so you can join us on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern for that. Find us on the socials, and on YouTube at Scream Stream Show. Find Fresh over on all the socials at Fresh Rogan. Don't look for Evan. Let's see. Anything before we sign off tonight, boys?
Well,
I got nothing.
Don't look in the basement, but look for us next time.
Until next time. Sweet screams, everybody.
Creep tight.
To all, a good fright.